Hello.
There we go.
Welcome
I had
to
it
our
muted
new-
on my end, but you're good now. Go
Wait,
again.
what? That was muted.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go again, Dave.
That was my whole thing. Okay. Welcome. Hello. What else did I say? Me to talk. I'm GMing. I'm the boss now.
Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome to Roll20 presents a playthrough of the Lost Mines of Phandelver. Ooh. There's some mines in it.
Okay, so no, I have a genuine question though. Are the mines lost and we're looking for the mines, or are we exploring the mines? And
No.
that, like, I want to know the context of the sentence.
I think it's
There's
the
like
second
one mine and a bunch of caves.
Oh.
This feels like spoilers.
And the castle is the bit that's lost, I think.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what's the lost? What's the mine? What's a Phandelver?
We have to go back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Could be anything at this point. So, joining me for this adventure, we have some old faces and some new faces.
Hey,
and
I'm
we're
not
gonna
that old.
See,
I am.
I'm not 37 yet.
am I the youngest again? Has that happened again?
I don't know. Has
I
it?
will-
27.
Be?
I'm pretty sure. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh, yeah, you're the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
Oh, and a toddler will lead us.
So, I guess we should probably take a while because even though some of you will have seen us in this time slot and stuff before, it's been a little while. So let's, I guess, go around and do some little bits of self-introduction, I guess. I need to get the stream up because I don't actually know who's
Where do you want to start, Dave?
Let's start in the top left with Lauren. We'll
Hi.
go clockwise.
I'm
No,
Random
counterclockwise.
Tuesday, or Lauren. I go by either. Currently, there's a lot of question marks under my name because I don't know what or who I am playing yet. But my pronouns are she, her, and you can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet at Random Tuesday in some capacity except Facebook. There's
Yeah,
someone who
absolutely
sniped
fair.
that name from me on Facebook, and I have a problem with them.
Damn.
Which is
I thought
purely
it
that
was
they
a-
have my name on Facebook.
I thought it was an objection against Facebook.
It's also
I
on
was on
Facebook.
board.
You know, look, I gotta get the whole realm.
Get the clicks.
I am the
those
one who's
people.
running the production, so if there's a technical issue, you should yell at me and not Dave.
I mean, you can try to yell
Please
at her.
don't yell
I dare
at Lauren.
you to.
Yeah,
Just all caps me.
don't worry. No one's coming for you, Lauren. You got a squad.
Oh, yeah.
Aw, thank you.
Unless it's
But yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. that's fair. But yeah, I have been playing D&D with some of these folks. I have had the pleasure of playing D&D. Actually, no, technically it was not D&D with Aki, but I have the pleasure of playing a game with all of these folks. So I am very excited to be here. I have lots of very silly character ideas, which I am excited to explore with you all today and truly enjoy their possibilities. Yeah, I like silly characters and big feelings.
Who's next, Dave?
It's probably worth saying, actually, before we carry on with that, this is going to be a session 0. It will be basically all character creating stuff, us talking, us messing about, and we'll probably end up doing the first part of the adventure like next week. Just so people are aware, in case you hate people making character. Actually, I don't think anybody who watches RPGs doesn't like character creation.
Yeah,
It's like
seriously.
everybody's
Especially
Right.
D&D, it's like one of my favorite parts of
Also,
D&D.
chat
For
knows
sure.
chat knows inevitably I won't be able to come up with a name, so I will farm it out to them and someone can name me.
There you go.
Someone
great.
suggested, and this is a totally legit way, is to randomly roll numbers for the IKEA catalog and then just pick words from the IKEA catalog,
Ooh.
which works pretty well.
I'm still frightened of IKEA.
Right.
Lost there
I
once
think
when I was
we're all
younger.
a little frightened of IKEA. That's just.
I love IKEA. It sells me food and furniture that I can't put together, but I will attempt for 20 minutes and then cry and then eat the candy. It's a system.
Perfect.
Keep you engaged.
I could go for some
Yeah.
meatballs right now, actually.
I was
Right?
thinking of those too. Well, apart from thinking about meatballs, would you like to introduce yourself, Aki?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Aki, and you might recognize me from other places on the internet, but you can find me here at Mixed Genie in a Bottle on Twitter for more information about where you can find me in those places. I've actually had the chance to play with both Lauren and Abria before. Abria and I have another game together that we play. But this is my first time playing with Dave and Elf, and I'm really excited. So I have an idea for what I want to play, and I hope you enjoy them. My pronouns and my character's pronouns are both going to be they, them. Uh, so put some respect on that.
Is that my turn, Dave? Am I next in the order?
Sorry, I forgot that I was GMing again already. So I was waiting for somebody else to do
That is a big mood. Oh.
Okay, you'll get
Wait.
used to it.
Oh, I'm the GM here.
it. Yeah, let's.
Oh no!
I guess if it's
I have to be the
counterclockwise.
adult. No.
Lost Mine of Phandelver. Can you? No, it's Elf
Hello,
next.
I
Okay,
am the
cool.
module that you will be playing. I'm available over on
Cool.
Roll20 in the marketplace. If you would like to purchase me, you will get access to all of the cool tokens and other things that you will see in this module. So, yes, roll20.net. You can also sign up for a free account to get access to lots of cool resources, especially right now where a lot of us
so
are playing games
professional.
online.
Why does Lost Mines of Phandelver sound like a slightly perkier Eeyore?
Like, I'm trying to hug this module, and it's
Yeah.
very confusing for me spiritually.
Anyway, now that Lauren has plugged the Lost Mines of Phandelver, which we, of course.
Yeah,
I
but
am Distracted Elf. You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet at Distracted Elf. Like with Lauren with Random Tuesday, but I also have Facebook, so take that, Lauren. But what else? I've been doing this thing for a couple of years now, and you probably already know me, so this is a waste of everyone's time.
No.
My
No, we've gotta
pronouns
do it. It's
my
important.
pronouns are she, her, and I have no idea what I'll be playing this fine game. I look forward to coming up with something, probably being edgy and frustrated. Usual vibe.
Did
Sounds
nearly, instead of putting question marks under your name, just put, like, probably something edgy.
just put XXX underscore question mark question mark.
Yes.
Give me a second.
XXX underscore Sephiroth 420 underscore
No!
XXX.
Perfect.
I just had really, really bad flashbacks to My Immortal, and just
Oh,
The best
not
fan
thought about
fiction
that
ever
for a while.
written?
Sure, we'll go
We're
with
all
that.
fake.
That leaves
Great.
but a final person who I will segue into introducing. Abria, go!
Hi, I'm
Who's
Abria
that
Iyengar, known as @Quitty, all over socials, or just Quitty. You don't have to say that part. I've already messed this up. There's no coming back from it. Good night.
I
Perfect.
object. I believe that you are perfect and you can come back from anything.
Oh my god, thank you. I also don't know what I'm going to be playing, but I like Aki said, I haven't had the pleasure of playing with both Dave and Elf, but I've actually dragged the two of you onto a D&D game that I run. So I like that. I'm going to collect you all eventually. This is like now my Pokemon GM is like,
Hit me up with a schedule and I'm available. I'm just saying.
come be a pirate that never fucking sails.
I will.
Oh my god. I believe that the term my character came up
Notice that.
chuckle fucks. They're the best.
It is the arc word of our campaign.
Oh,
Has
no.
it?
You
Has
did
it?
that.
Oh no!
Yep.
I have
You
the
did this.
power.
All right.
I fixed your
Yeah.
overlay, Elf.
Whoa, you did?
Wait, what happened?
Yeah.
What does
Oh,
it
no,
say?
Oh,
now?
it is.
X,
There we go.
X, question mark.
But I have a question for the group. Are we
Yes.
doing a charity fundraising on Tiltify?
We are.
So Roll20
Do
is,
have
thank
that.
you for the reminder. It's on the screen, but Roll20 is currently fundraising along with the community over on Tiltify for Code 2040, which is an organization that is working to, oh god, I'm always bad at the words, but it's improve and promote the representation of Black people and people of color in the gaming and also specifically in the tech industry. So Roll20 being a tech company, that is something that they are related to. So they are going to be matching up to donations up to 50,000. So that is the goal that is currently up here. So if you donate, I will post the Tiltify link in the chat during the course of I think they're keeping this up for a few weeks. Thank you, Jack's Not Funny, for posting the link in chat.
Oh,
Already on it. So yeah, they are matching donations. So anything that you donate will automatically get doubled up to that $50.
Basically
so.
doubling your money.
So if you donate $5, that becomes $10. So go check it out. That link will get you more information both about the campaign as well as code 2040.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm just going to say $100 donation. You can name my character. I don't know what I'm going to play yet, but
wow.
that's on you.
All right.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's pretty great. And I'm very tempted to, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, I guess that's up for grabs now. There's a good, we should have come up with some other incentives, but it was all like,
no, how
scrabbling about on the
100
last second.
first name, and the other 100 is the last name. You get
Ooh, I
two
like
names,
that.
Right?
Yep. This also has taken
Wow.
all the pressure off of me to name, and
Yeah.
it's a
I'm
double
also
win
bad
for
at
your
names.
girl. Yeah, like,
We're going to have a lot of Bodie McBoat faces.
Yeah.
D&D McRPG.
oh no.
Yeah, my NPCs have the same thing. They are.
All of
There's
my
one.
NPCs are just
It's
normal
the same
names smushed
person.
together. Jimothy, the
I
elf.
like Jimothy.
Steve. Steve is it's a good name to go for when you don't know what name to go for.
Yeah, so since we're all, I know we were talking a little bit before about having a bunch of ideas, let me just, I'm not going to say rein it in a little bit, but give you some background for those of you who haven't played the adventure before, which I think is everyone on cast, right? Has anybody played Phandelver before?
No, I haven't.
I think it's just you. And that was part of why we were
Sweet.
like, no.
That was why we were
Why
like,
don't
Dave,
you
why don't you DM this? Yeah.
Yeah, I've done this a couple of times. So what it does that's quite nice is it provides a couple of hooks in, because normally we use pre-made characters. Lost Mine of Phandelver, if you buy it, or if you like read the book or however, it comes with pre-made characters because it's kind of intended as the introduction to 5th edition. We decided we're not going to use those though, because we've all played a pretty decent amount of 5e. I don't want to think about how much I've played. That's a scary number.
Roll20 could tell you.
Oh, I know what I've got on Roll20.
Okay.
But there's even more than that. Anyway, yeah, don't want to think about that. What you'll be doing
Oh no,
in this adventure.
we have to name one of them ourselves. Never mind. No, your plan backfired, Abria.
Wait, what happened?
Oh.
What happened?
There's a donation
Yeah.
for $100, but it just says name it yourself.
Oof. Rough.
My bluff was called.
Well, thank you very much for
monster.
whoever's kind enough
Thank
to
you.
do that.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
mute because I'm gonna keep laughing.
Yeah, Dave, keep going.
Yeah, so Phandelver is the name of a town on the Sword Coast. So Forgotten Realms, the basic and most prolific D&D 5e setting, or all D&D settings really. And it kind of says someone might want to know the initial quest giver. Someone might have family that's living in Phandelver. It's a pretty small place, but we can repopulate it with as many NPCs as we need to have everybody have a good reason to be here. What it does assume, which I think is probably fair for our first time working together as well, is that generally you're a heroic type character. If you're not good, you're leading that way.
Okay, yeah.
You need to have a reason to be an adventurer. This is something that some people have confusing ideas about sometimes.
Chaotic
I've
evil, Dave.
Definitely run things. Yeah, chaotic people.
I would like to
Maybe
burn
that-
down Phandelver.
No.
That's great.
No,
Don't do that.
already with the edgy. And
That's
the,
my connection to Phandelver. I would
you
like
have a
to
desire to
down.
burn it down.
Yeah.
Secret like
town is
anarchy.
I
Good
would
family.
like to attack
Good.
and dethrone
you.
God. Thank you.
I already got the name of the town wrong. Don't even worry about it. It's perfect. It's called Phandalin, you're right. Phandelver is the area. Or something. I don't know. I've totally forgotten everything I had prepped. I'm just saying words right now.
You got this, Dave.
All good.
So yeah, once we've got some concepts, we can also do that little bit of tying things in, because I think it's always nice when PCs will have an opportunity to have a little bit of spotlight and a little bit of opportunity to expand upon whatever backstory they've decided to give themselves. Or if they don't want to, find an NPC to attach themselves to and try and bring them along on the adventure, and then I have to control an extra NPC through the entire adventure. I don't know, that always happens too. So I'm really, really excited to hear about what everybody's been thinking.
Yeah, do we have any like straight up thoughts from anyone about what they want to play? Because I want to hear them before I like. My head is empty. My mind is completely open to the void that is possible character creation. So I have nothing.
She has achieved enlightenment.
I have achieved, D&D is Zen.
Tell me your
He is a
secrets.
true tabula rasa. Anything is possible.
Head empty, only uptime. Exactly.
I pretty much narrowed mine down to the list of things that classes I had not played, which is a lot. So I'm pretty
must be
open.
nice.
I
Imagine
have
not
a
having
few
played
classes
everyone.
that I haven't played, but I also refuse to play because there are just certain magical types that I'm just not
You're not into? Yeah.
into. Spellcasting is already kind of a lot for me. There are only a couple of spellcasters I will really get down with, like a druid or a bard or
Totally
a
fair.
cleric. Those are pretty much my magical classes, but I don't want to play any of those because those are the ones they're the ones I always play. I always play druids or clerics or bards. That's kind of my wheelhouse. So like that's not what I'm into. So I was thinking about picking up one of the martial classes. And I realized that I've only really gotten to play a barbarian in a one shot.
Oh yeah.
So I've been
Nice.
thinking about maybe getting into some barbarian goodness.
I like
Sounds
it.
like
Good.
Nice.
Barbarians are great.
I like it.
Yeah. So barbarian. Is there a more attached to this barbarian idea, or is it just
I have a couple of race ideas as well.
okay?
Mostly because I'm a trash fire and I love myself a good pun.
Uh-huh.
Have been thinking about maybe making a bugbear.
Bugbear barbarians are pretty sweet.
A bugbear.
I need you to thank you. I was like, please portmanteau that.
Portmanteau it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I
That'd
was
be
thinking
awesome.
about a bugbear, and I'm thinking that if because I imagine that in Phandelver bugbears are not entirely very common. So I was thinking about the idea that maybe my bugbear was found and was adopted by like human parents and
I love
raised
it.
in Phandelver.
I'm just imagining a little tiny
Very
bugbear,
cute.
and I'm like, oh, my heart.
It's so cute and like it's so big now.
A golden retriever, you buy it this size.
big bugbearian kid, and like their rage doesn't come from anger. Their rage comes out of like this deep sense of wanting to protect the people they care about.
Aww. Very
Love
sweet.
it.
So like people mess with their mama and papa bear, and they're gonna get, you know, the business end of my fist.
I don't know why, but I imagine a
Awesome.
baby bugbear has like really big hand, like paws, like and hands, like
Oh,
the way
like a
puppies and
puppy.
stuff grow into their paws.
I can't not think of a Furby, but I'm not sure why.
Oh, I hate it. I like it now. That's truth now.
They're already calling me a Carebarian in chat, and I love it so much.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh,
It's so
I
good.
I
love,
love it. That's a fantastic idea.
How
I
dare
think
you
we can
turn
absolutely find some
like
stuff.
how dare you turn a trash thing into a treasure, you monster.
Wonderful, I love it.
Should probably make some notes about stuff.
Yeah.
I'm GMing. I need to make notes.
Notes only hold you back.
Barbarian's a solid.
That's what I
tank,
normally
too.
say.
Barbarian, yeah, is a solid tank class, like very solid, like frontline class.
Good.
Even at level 1, they got lots of health.
Good at protecting. Good protecting.
Unless you shoot over your head.
So
I'm not
I
thinking
have
of ways to get
two, possibly more ideas, but
Okay,
two
Lauren.
main nonsense ideas.
Okay.
One of them is a goblin, but more specifically, because I am a horrible person, specifically to Dave, a goblin ranger that will be a Beastmaster ranger. And I will have
That's
a mount,
totally fine.
and I will ride that mount into battle. as a
Okay.
tiny
You're not part of my
goblin on a
party.
medium
You're not
creature.
dragging me down. It's everybody else that you've got to apologize to.
Or
It's fine. It's
alternatively,
balanced.
So that's one.
a
Yeah.
lizard
Yes.
wizard.
Lizard.
Okay.
Lizard.
Can
So
I
what
make a
kind
case
of
for
lizard?
lizard wizard?
Okay, lizard wizard.
I love this so much.
The case begins and ends with lizard wizard.
But also,
That's the whole thing.
But
Because I
also-
want to play bird bard, and now we're all doing trash things.
Can I just point out that lizard wizard could be both a dragonborn or a kobold? You have to choose.
Oh, I was gonna
Well,
go
there
lizard
are-
folk.
there-
lizards.
There are other
Or
lizards.
lizard folk,
Lizard
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, sure. Yeah.
Lots of lizards.
Okay, but now a kobold wizard sounds pretty great.
Kobold wizard's awesome.
That feels like all the goblin yelling that you want.
That's
I
true.
mean, it gives you leave to scream at the top of your lungs.
There you go.
You can still be your little trash boy,
Mhm.
but like, you know, in kobold form instead of goblin form.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's very tempting.
Mm.
These are very tempting. So I haven't.
I'm just imagining a
quite settled.
kobold just like with like the most massive collection of staves in like a golf bag that they're just like trying to carry around everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
This one's the boppin' stick.
Is stick magic? Take from ground?
Yeah.
Perhaps? Don't know spell yet.
I'm just so delighted
So-
by all of this.
So we're gonna have a
Awesome.
bird bard.
Nice. Good
Yes.
stuff.
Are you gonna be an
I am.
Aarakocra or a Kenku?
I haven't decided yet because I feel
Okay.
like Kenku with the like College of Eloquence is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I also don't know how to not talk. So,
Yeah.
you know, challenging.
Yeah, Kenku, I have to say, I've played in a couple of games with a couple of different Kenku, and I have to say the approach has always been so interesting. There's one person I know that is like super dedicated to taking notes on every little thing and only speaking from the notes she takes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So my Kenku advice is just talk like William Shatner, but change the voice between pauses.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the Kenku that like you're just picking and choosing words from various tones, and you just take big pauses because that's where you're changing tone, and you just
Just searching the database. I have heard the word the. Who said the? Got it.
Everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's
the,
really good. Maybe I
That's
do
the,
that.
that's the Kenku
Yeah.
method right
Yeah,
there.
that totally makes
You could
sense too.
absolutely
Okay.
go for that. Yeah, and for those that aren't aware, the College of Eloquence is in the most recently announced supplement.
Oh yeah, it's Theros, right?
Something Theros.
Yes, the mystic.
Cool.
Oh, I lost it.
No, right? We're all like,
Heroic
Theros?
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Mythical,
Mythical-
something, whatever.
Yeah.
Odyssey, someone,
Odyssey.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's an
It's
Odyssey
Greek.
in there.
Theros, we got the word you need. We did it.
somewhere there. Yeah, but that's
So I'm the only person without a character concept now.
Okay, well,
this is not
presuming
acceptable.
I will either be. I mean, I guess if we have a bard and a barbarian, I can either be a spellcaster or a martial
You're good.
class.
Like,
so, like,
and,
can do
and-
whatever
well,
you feel.
You're good, and I'm good, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
so do you have a
um,
preference?
I'm thinking I might go like monk or rogue.
Ooh,
You know,
monks are
sort of like
fun.
in that zone. I love monks. Monks are my favorite. So I'll probably make. a
Okay,
monk.
so I'm gonna throw this out there because this was also another idea that I had, but I wasn't allowed to
Mm.
because I've already played a monk in a campaign.
Mm.
Turtle monk,
Yep, Ninja
specifically
Turtle.
a teenager.
Nah.
Teenage
I'm not-
turtle.
Look, I can't do it. Here's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Here's what I was thinking. Halfling monk. But like
Oh, that's
halfling
great.
monk that is like a beat up, like washed up, like pit fighter or something. Like really grungy halfling. Yeah.
It's a funky monk, and now I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Halfling monk.
let's see. Monk. So that
I mean,
would
alternately,
be-
I just go full edge and get a Shadow Kai something. You know what I mean? Like just shadow elf style.
please, by all means, anything you.
Only
would
if you
like.
spell hot topic with like 11, like.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna make one. I'm doing it. I'm gonna play a Shadow Kai monk. That's what I'm doing.
Apostrophes.
Shadow Kai monk.
So edgy. I love
What
it.
are they in?
Shut- we've
Raven
got
Queen
ourselves-
gives with one hand and takes with the other.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
So we have ourselves a quite an interesting collection of characters here.
Yeah, absolutely. Lauren, do you think Lizard Wizard sticks with that, or are you still
I think with a
deliberating?
monk, it probably makes more sense to have a lizard wizard than some sort of ranger. But I just part of me wants to play a ranger.
Lizard Wizard.
Oh,
is
play a
Play a
ranger.
ranger.
Lizard Wizard is hilarious, but play a ranger hard.
Here's the bargain I make with you.
Okay.
If you play a ranger,
Uh-huh.
I will not take care of all the rogue stuff. But if you don't play a ranger, I will take care of all the rogue stuff.
That makes sense. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Mm.
That's true, because rangers are in that weird. Do they get healing spells at all?
No.
Rangers?
Rangers get
Yeah,
like
Rangers
cure
get-
wounds,
yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
Rangers get
Just because it might
some-
be good to have someone with some backup. I mean, I guess wizards probably
Some of
can
the
do
druid
that.
spells,
the
I'm
best
pretty
healing
sure.
is always doing more damage. It's just how it works.
There you go.
You're not wrong. you're,
Like,
Yep.
you're
if
not wrong.
Bugberry doing their job, no one has to be healed.
Oh my god.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
You're not wrong.
Where's
I mean, I
Shadow
think I'm
Kite
gonna.
in
So
now?
my reasoning being is that I think a ranger makes more
They're
sense
in Mordenkainen's.
for like 5 levels, because that's what Phandelver is, and so playing a ranger for like the first 5 levels is probably a good place to start, and then I can save a wizard for a longer campaign.
Respect.
Or if you
Yeah.
die.
Or if I die, I'll come back as a wizard.
How do we feel about that? That's a good question to talk about in a session 0.
It's true.
Because some people prefer, even though we're going to start at level 1, to have like complications and stuff rather than outright losing the character, because that is very possible at this level. People with less than 10 hit points, all it takes is a lucky crit from a goblin.
Obliterate
and
me,
there are
Dave.
goblins.
What?
So are we okay if the death of a character
Yes.
happens?
Personally, yes.
No elf's on board.
Absolutely.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah,
It's
for
good
sure.
juice.
I am too.
Good
Good
juice.
deal.
All I ask is that you avenge me.
Yeah.
Carry my
can't promise
corpse
that.
to victory.
We sure will. Leaves your corpse. Digs
Oh
through pockets.
no!
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we've got everybody with a rough idea of what they would like to do. That's fantastic. So I believe, since we are getting a view of Lauren's Roll20 this time,
Yeah, we will. Bam. There we go.
playing on Roll20, you get the unique advantage of using the character monster, which is a way to build your character through a series of questions and drop downs and very meticulous step-by-step process that still gives you all the options that you have, but it saves you flipping backwards and forwards through the pages over and over, because the stat page is before, when you need to know what the stats do, and then you pick something after, and then you need to look back up how that works. The spells are at the back, and they're not sorted by class. And it's just, it can be a bit confusing sometimes.
Sorry, I just looked at the picture of the Mastiff, and it was a very
You
good
can get a
dog.
dog.
Look at the good doggo.
You get a
And
doggo.
it's already prepared with a saddle and everything. So,
Fantastic. Okay, we nearly skipped over this, but it does raise a fantastic thing that we all decided that we wanted to talk about and be very open about in our session 0. We wanted to talk about, safety tools in the game, which we're going to use, and how we're going to kind of set those up. Because for me, as soon as there becomes a companion like pet, things start getting a bit ugh. Because one of the things that I really don't like is like animals getting hurt. That's one of the things that I would either line or veil depending on the day.
Mhm.
And we talked a little bit about this before, but we thought it was important to bring it up and be very explicit using kind of the platform that we have to try and encourage good behavior in the rest of your games. So I believe what we came up with was we were going to, mainly as our fallback, have an X card. And then we can have, excuse me. yeah, lines and veils is the general one where we can talk through which things we really don't want to see at all, and that's a kind of a line. And veils are when things are happening, but we don't need to see it. They're kind of behind the curtain, so to speak. Are we all still good and on board with that?
I believe so.
Absolutely.
Right. Fantastic. What I'm going to do in that case then, I thought I had set it up, but I guess I didn't. We're going to use one of the features, and I'll show it at the beginning of the next stream because I don't have time to. Actually, I probably do while you're doing character stuff. You can use the deck feature on Roll20 and assign a deck that everybody can access. And then if anything happens, you can go into the list and like play the card out and it will appear on the table for everybody. So I'll set that up at some point, either between now while you're doing character stuff or in between sessions. And also, as we go through lines and veils for people, I'm going to put a handout in everybody's journal that has those listed out, just in case we ever need to like refresh on it, or if you're worried about a certain scene coming up. That it's always something that we'll be thinking about and trying to avoid. And I think we're all pretty comfortable saying stuff as happens, but if there needs to be stuff on our chat, we've already designated where we can get in touch with each other mid-game and stuff like that. So yeah, that was very important to get done before I forgot.
Good.
It was doggo time.
Always good to have those conversations as quickly and as efficiently and as generously as possible.
Yep. I'm also a fan of having those conversations more than once. And
for sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You can revisit it anytime.
I will
Constant
also say
check-ins and aftercare are pretty vital to this type of play.
Yeah.
And as the person running tech, if anyone pops this up in any of our chats and just says like, I need a break, I can always take us to the break screen. So we have that. And we take breaks anyway. I think we'll be doing our standard, for the audience to know this too, like midpoint break, so that we all stretch and do all of the.
We don't want to get stiff.
Yeah, some of us have a pinched sciatic nerve and have been suffering for the last nearly a week.
Oh my gosh.
So pray for me, y'all. It's been a time.
Just to go over it, just because like I'm seeing some questions in chat about like, hey, what's the deal with the X card? So when one of us plays the X card, this is like a card. If you were at a table, a physical table, you'd have it in front of you, and if something that you can't stand or that will cause you strife, like cause you like mental issue, like an issue, is happening. You push it forward. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to like vocalize anything. You just push it forward and the scene ends. Like we immediately close it out and move on to the next thing.
There's a great descriptor. I want to find it. It's the RPG Safety Toolkit, which has a lot of different versions and variations that are similar to the X card that you can use. I think the important thing to remember too with a tool like the X card is it's intended to address things that happen that are non-intended. Like this happened, I didn't realize this was a problem, but it should
it's like
be used with like discussions before and after too.
We've had a little bit of a talk like together about what is and isn't good for each of us, and like what the lines are and where those lines are. But you never know when something is going to come up and you're like, I didn't realize that was a line for me. I didn't realize that we were crossing into a space I wasn't comfortable in. And that's what the X card is for. It's just to be like, okay, I don't want to be in this place, X card.
Yep. And then you don't even have to say anything.
And you don't have to say anything.
It's hard to vocalize stuff if you're kind of shocked as well. So.
It also works really effectively as like a line item, like veto for things, like especially when early on or as NPCs are introduced, it can be down to names for NPCs that like as a dumb example I use all the time, where like an NPC that a player is flirting with, and then you introduce them with like their parent's name, and you're like, oh, I don't want to hit on my dad right now. Thank you. Just a different thing.
It doesn't. It doesn't always have to be like, this is so like the worst thing ever.
No.
Exactly. And normalizing its use is being comfortable with like just not waiting till you are in like a full panic about something. Just be comfortable with the idea of not always having to articulate discomfort and just using the tools around you.
You don't owe anybody an explanation for the things that you find rough. Absolutely, I agree. So
I mean, at the end of the day, at least for me, I'm here to have fun and to play a game with people.
Yes,
and if
exactly.
something prevents you from having fun, then that's not a thing to have anymore in the game.
perfect.
I've just decided something. It's completely separate from this current conversation. I've just decided something about my character that is going to make playing them very difficult, and I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
Yes, make things harder on yourself. That's always fun.
Sure
You're
is.
edgy, but you're allergic to the color black. I love it.
Oof,
Let's see
get
what
a rash.
happens.
that's a rough one.
You d-
Thanks, I hate it.
I was like, maybe I'll have them talk in haiku.
Do it.
I mean, you're gonna hate
Oh my
yourself, but
gosh.
it's so
Okay.
worth it.
I've played with a character who did nothing but quote really bad like old pop rock and like emo. So like lots of
Ooh.
Evanescence and like Papa Roach and that kind of stuff. Like all of the only thing he ever did was make the like quote from those
That's
lyrics for
Yeah,
his for his spell
in
casting, and it
retrospect, I
was
don't think I'll be able to do that in real time.
But maybe you always have like your catchphrase or something like if you like finish off.
you gotta
an
have
opponent.
it's like the start or finish of like a thing.
You have like that Assassin's Creed moment where it all like fades into the like white realm where you're like with the person right after you've murdered them and you have like a dramatic dialogue moment and then you know. No, just I played a lot of Assassin's Creed.
Though before we do go on to that, just to bring us back a little bit, let's get those lines.
Thank you for
of
having
established.
and bringing up the very important conversation, Dave. I know it's
Yes.
serious
Thank
topic.
you.
That's fine. We just once we get it squared away, we can put it to the side. We'll revisit it, like we say, but first and foremost, in case even character concepts can sometimes be pretty rough. I've seen people make some questionable characters at game stores in person. And again,
Yeah.
Except
so I guess I'll start to get the ball rolling a little bit. The line for me is a hard line. Is like pets and animals like that getting hurt. I can't deal with it. I freak out.
Mhm.
When they go through the season around Christmas where they do all the adverts for donating to local shelters and stuff, I just guess I'm just not going to watch TV until like, that limited run goes out.
To
So
that
I'll pop
end,
that down.
as a player that will have an animal companion, and that is something that they do have, like I am happy with instituting some sort of not necessarily plot armor, but like the 0 hit point just means like the dog runs away or something like that.
Yeah, that's what we ended up doing in our last campaign with my familiar. Nothing dies, it's Pokemon style.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Hammer
it
space.
fainted.
So I'm
That's fine.
more than happy to play with that for the companion.
That would absolutely
Mm-hmm.
work for me as a way to work around that.
It faints.
Does anybody have anything else that they would like to add to the thing?
go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Abria.
As the group's bard, I guess I will bring up sexual like stuff in the game.
Mhm.
Like my hard line is like any sort of sexual assault, anything like that.
Mhm.
Like
Same.
no thanks. I just don't want to deal with it. And even
Yeah.
with like flirting and just like sexual relations, like that is a veil for me. Like if the
Okay.
barmaid's down, obviously the bard's down because bards are bards, but like we can fade to black immediately. Like nothing past a smooch and
Got
I'm
it.
super good.
That works for me because I would
Cool.
I would probably spontaneously combust if I ever played an NPC that had to flirt with me.
Yeah, that's it, Dave. Barmaid it up.
And for what it's worth, like
No.
can I ask, like, how comfortable are you with like having those NPC interactions? Like, I am happy as a player to like not be super flirtatious with NPCs if you're uncomfortable with it.
Thank you. That's actually something for me to think about. Yeah, I'd be a little bit uncomfortable, but we'll see.
Cool. All
Just
good.
because, like, I mean, we've spoken a little bit, but it's all still kind of new to us.
Yeah, for sure.
But once that kind of develops, hopefully, then maybe it will be. I don't know. I'll play a barmaid at some one point. I don't know.
Play it by
I
ear.
will also make this offer too,
Yeah.
which is that especially for an NPC, like if you ever want to pass off an NPC to another player, to be like, and now so and so, you will play the floaty portions. Like I want to put that out there as an option, especially if it's not
Sweet.
like plot relevant. It's just like an RP moment that we're having.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. That might be a good idea, depending. Not sure yet, because
We'll see how many goblins you want to flirt with.
an
Rhea.
NPC sort of doesn't exist really in my head
threaten
until
me with a
people
good
start
time.
interacting with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know beforehand who we're going to meet.
I'm just figuring out how to flirt with a mine because I think that's our big dad.
Hello, Phandelver. Lovely rock walls you have here. Is that a
Echo's
fossil?
got a cute voice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna kiss it.
Echo's got a cute.
Hi, I'm the mine.
Wow.
Also, this is how my dog will talk.
So this might sound a little bit counterproductive given the setting and the way that this, I think, originally was created. But I have a big problem with like overt speciesism and racism in games. Not a fan of it. Don't really see the point. Don't think it's necessary. And as a bugbear raised by humans, I firmly say to that, we don't fucking need it. So yeah, that's my hard line. It's just like there's no reason to be like nasty or shady to people because of what species they are. Or
I'm
So.
on board with that.
uh,
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember we spoke towards the beginning about there's a drow NPC. How do we feel about drow? Because those can be pretty rough.
That's a good face.
Cute are
for
they?
The
It's-
NPC
yeah.
has motivations outside of being a drow. So
Mhm.
that should be fine. Okay, I've popped that down there as well. Thank you very much for sharing it.
I have nothing to add that others haven't already added, and I will keep an eye
Yeah.
on it as I move forward. My stuff would be like super specific, and honestly, like it's not going to come up anyway.
That's
Yeah.
why we've got it just in case.
I
Yep.
think generally for me, I don't mind like in combat if people want to describe like injuries or things like that, but I keep
You
it
wanna
more
go
like
too
PG-13 is probably where I ask. Like I don't want super
Yeah,
detailed
we're-
like gory descriptions.
Like we're not
Okay.
going Mortal Kombat. We're
Yeah.
going like Avatar. Sort
yeah,
of.
like I'm fine with people getting hurt and blood and all of that stuff, but I don't need the like detailed evisceration of an individual described.
You got it.
Okay, that's perfect. All right. Okay, so I think we've got a pretty good baseline. And again, after sessions, we can talk and we can change what's needed, or
Yeah.
mid sessions, we've got everything squared away. Hopefully, you should all be able to see that I just popped that on a handout for
Yep.
everybody. I could do the show to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
thing so I can come
Oh,
up on
thank
the
you.
stream.
I have
Hopefully.
it there.
Got it.
All right.
It's
sweet deal.
beautiful.
Okay, so back to characters. I'm really curious as Elf as to what your character's flaw, quirk is going to be, or have you decided against it at this point?
I sort of we'll see, but I've definitely added in a detail that I'm gonna apply. It's not a flaw or a quirk. It's just a cool detail that I'm like I need to make this character further edgy, and I think I can do it this way.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you were muted there, Aki.
I was just growling more edge to myself. That's all.
More edge.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elf's going to have to carry it for both of us as well, because I tend to go that direction as well.
So do we want to talk about character stuff? Do we want to get like more into it? What we're doing and
Yeah, while everybody goes through and fills bits and bobs out on their sheets, because we've got kind of races for everybody, classes for everybody, so you can start making
Oh,
those level 1 decisions.
I haven't actually decided.
Ooh, are we rolling stats?
Mm.
This is the question that I wish to ask.
That's a good question to ask. I'm totally fine if we do it.
It may
Totally
change.
fine if we
It
do
may
standard array.
change everything. If I have the opportunity to roll, I'm gonna roll because the average stat array is so bad for monk that it makes me cry a little bit. So if I can roll, I'm a roll.
Are you a fan of point buy? I just want to get let's get some hot takes in here.
Yeah, no.
How do you feel about point buy though?
I don't actually know how point buy works, so I don't.
I'd have to look at the table. Yeah, it's been a really long
just-
time since I've done.
I'm just looking at all of the races that are defined as small.
And also just to wait, am I muted again? Sorry, I'm
Nope,
not.
no, you're good.
And also just to be full disclosure for the chat, we actually did have a long and extended conversation about race stats and the different ways that those can be differently done, so as not to focus on the race of the character, but more on the type of class they're playing. I don't know. There's this really great resource that we found on Twitter that was super cool. But we talked about how we felt about doing that instead of doing the standard racial stat features as well. And I kind of wanted to get your opinion, Dave, on what our final feeling on that was.
Yes, absolutely. I remember looking at it and thinking it was fantastic. I'm trying to find desperately now what I saved it as, because I most definitely did.
And we're talking about the resource that's Gabe James Games, the one that
I think so.
they
Yeah,
made.
someone wants to drop the link in chat.
Yeah, I think I'm like, it's really funny because this is actually, I think that was really my first exposure to Gabe James games and the kind of work that he does, and being really blown away by it and loving it a lot. So
Yes. Also, I really like his TikTok. D&D TikTok is like my favorite thing, you guys. I gotta say it now.
Should I be on TikTok?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry. It gets to Twitter and Instagram. You don't have to be there. Sorry. Friend of the show TikTok.
Did you see Gabe James's new Circle of the Beast form for Animorphs?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Animorphs, wow.
So good. Yeah, he makes a lot of very cool content. But I think that's an important thing that Aki brought up. So thank you for that. Because it will probably affect how we interact with like the
so with
codified character
creator.
gen. Yeah.
The race choice will be
Thank you, TK.
defined, because so the way that one in particular set up is it just changes your stats bonuses that you get, but things like dark vision and size and like other special abilities you might get are still defined by your race, which makes some amount of sense. Like,
Yeah,
sure.
but instead of it
small.
being instead of like your stats, like your base stats being like, because you're a barbarian, you're going to have better strength. It's like, or because you're a bugbear, you're going to have better strength or whatever. It's like, or what if I have better dexterity because I'm this type of barbarian and not because I'm this type of bugbear?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, am I missing any other
make sure
small,
we're
other
using
than
these.
goblins, gnomes, and halflings? Are there any other small player races?
I mean, kobolds are,
Kobolds.
I think,
Oh,
are
kobold, thank
considered
you.
small.
I think that's more
We've
too.
already.
Do
brought
Kenku
up-
count as smaller? No, I think they're just
No,
medium.
they're
medium.
medium.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's listed. Maybe Xanathar is my Grung. Somebody
Grung.
said
Grung aren't player character. They're
Yeah.
not a player character choice though.
Not
that's
currently, no.
unfortunate.
They're amazing, but they're not a player character choice.
That's too bad. That's,
So I played a halfling before, so I'm between a gnome, a goblin, or a kobold.
I'm curious.
Okay.
Are we doing the edit sheet directory? Or are we going to use the character mancer?
Totally up to you.
That's up to you. I'm using the character master partly
Same.
just to show it off, but you can add custom elements with the character mancer, so it won't force you.
Hey,
It won't keep me from being able to use that really cool other
Nope.
way.
Yeah,
of-
I checked it
if
before.
I decide awesome.
Yeah, it
Hey,
just when
hey,
you go
Lauren.
in to choose a race, you just need to select custom and then enter everything yourself.
Okay,
Not that I'm gonna, not that I'm biased or anything, but I think Kobold is the correct choice between the various races that you could
Yeah, but
pick.
you've already played a kobold.
Yeah, but you could play one just as well, so
Yeah.
it's fine. If we all didn't play anything any of us had ever
That's-
played,
that's
we'd
fair.
never play anything. So
Or
That's fair.
hybrid. A goblin
goblin.
and a kobold fell in love.
Aw.
Did you
If you can
by
have
the
a
way-
half elf, like you can have a half kobold.
I don't know about this. I don't want to get into the. I don't want to plumb the depths of this discussion.
Yeah, it gets weird real quick, but
Oh.
you know.
I'm
Why
sorry,
are
they
elves the
have
only ones that
grovel,
can,
cower, and beg as a thing they can
Grovel
do.
Cower and Beg is awesome. It gives everybody advantage.
Allies gain advantage on attack rolls against enemies within 10 feet they can see you.
Yeah, because you distract them with your cowardice.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It worked really well for me for a bunch of sessions.
That sunlight sensitivity seems real rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be some mines, some caves, but sometimes also not those. So it's the payoff, really. Sorry, I was just grabbing the PDF. So when
Oh,
we
you
do
did?
the
Did you
character
find
stuff-
it?
I did. I bought it
Awesome.
before. I just couldn't find where I downloaded it. 2. So yes, as the rest of my fellow cast members have explained, it kind of takes away the ability modifiers from race stuff and asks you a couple of questions depending on the class that you choose to reinstate those in a different way. And I could go through those as we make those decisions. But they are still compatible with the rolling for stats versus the point buy versus the...
You all know I wish to introduce as most chaos as possible. In
I'm
roll
I'm
stats.
fine with rolling for stats. There are
I'm
a few
cool with
different
it,
ways
too.
you can roll for them too. Like it depends on if we want to go hard line.
I think it comes down to like, are we doing like roll stats, and if you get an array below.
Yeah,
an
if it's,
average-
if it's rubbish, then you can...
I think it's something like
It's
if your average modifier is, it should equal
It's
at least
plus
1, right?
one,
Plus 1.
yeah.
non-heroic characters or something. I don't remember if that's a 5e thing, but that's definitely...
You need an average modifier of at least +1 for it to be an array. You
Otherwise,
can
you're an
use.
NPC.
Yeah.
So.
I'm
Right.
down to roll.
Yes.
Wait, I'm
I'm
sorry.
always down
As a
to
forest
roll.
gnome, I can speak with small beasts.
You can, yeah.
Squirrel
That's
army.
right.
Yeah.
Squirrel girl, do
Sounds
it.
like that's going somewhere.
You could literally be Squirrel Girl.
Forest
Also,
gnomes
I
are
didn't
great.
realize that Leonin was a race. If I die,
It is.
Oh, Leonin, yeah.
I'm coming back
Super.
as a lion. I didn't know.
You still haven't made a definitive choice. You can, if you
Yeah.
want to be a lion, you can still do it right now.
Uh,
Lion Bard is almost as good.
Are,
It
bug-
doesn't-
honestly.
are bugbears medium or large?
They are medium, but they have a carrying capacity like large characters.
Yep.
Cool. And their speed, I'm guessing, is just the standard 30?
30 feet, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm doing the custom thing because I decided I want to try and do this the old-fashioned way, but that means I need to pull up bugbears so that I know how they actually work, so that I can put in all of their usual stuff in the customization thing. So, haha.
Yeah, that stuff is all...
So I am
as
pulling that
well.
up in the Roll20
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Companion
playing a forest
Ragnar.
gnome. Why would I play a rock gnome when I can talk to tiny
Absolutely.
animals?
Yeah. Just to, because being paid to do the thing, we got to say the thing specifically sometimes, even though I feel super awkward about it. Don't worry, I'll get used to it. But yeah, as Aki says, the compendium is a way to store or purchase all of the different rule books for the systems that you enjoy, and then you can use them to drag and drop stuff from the compendium onto your character sheet, save yourself some time as well if you can find it in there. And it's also useful for looking up rules on the fly as well, so you don't have to flip through all the different pages.
I'm in love
So yeah,
with this mask.
fantastic resource. Since we've got it, might as well use it. Oof. Okay.
I'm just keeping
Good,
the picture
that
of
felt
the
good.
Mastiff on the screen for literally no reason other than it's adorable.
yes, we love
Is
it.
it still up?
Love to
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
it's still
You
it's still there.
love to see
All right,
it.
all right. I'm doing it. I'm rolling stats. Here
Yeah,
we go.
we'll do 40-60,
Do it.
Okay.
which is 4 dice take
All right.
the 3 highest.
Are you rolling them in chat for us all to see? Or are you rolling them?
I'm
on-
rolling them on the Roll20 chat. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna watch.
how do I do 40-61? Is it just 40-61?
I think when
Yeah,
you go
if-
into abilities, it goes to roll for stats. Oh, are you on the character mancer?
I'm a charactermancer, yeah.
Yeah, you can do roll 4d6, drop
Yeah.
lowest. It just does it for you.
There's a change.
Oh.
Changey.
Oh,
thing,
charactermancer.
drop down.
Hello. Roll for stats. Roll
Okay.
stats. It's not great, but
No, that sucks. Reroll.
okay. All right.
I mean,
I mean, I'll
We
take
already
it.
have the most lovely and lenient DM.
I mean, I'll take
This
it.
is great.
Oh my god!
oh, that's
Is
worse.
it worse? Oh no.
It's definitely
That is a -3
That's
character.
a
I think.
-3.
Wow, you're right. Oh, that's real bad.
Alright.
The other one was 0, 0.
Last one off. You
Okay.
can do better than that.
All right, here we go. This one.
It's the
This
18.
one for all the marbles.
Oh, that's
Hey,
good. That's
That's
pretty
much
good.
better.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
That was
So for people who
rough.
That
can't
was
see that
wild.
or listening through the podcast stuff, because we're gonna still do this as a podcast, I think.
Yes, that's currently the plan.
Elf's managed to get herself 17, 15, 14, 11, 9, and 7.
Yeah.
So some flaws, but pretty
The
decent. main
17
stat
is
as well.
real good.
To be
yeah.
clear on the one
That's
that
ridiculous.
was the second one, you got a 10, a 5, a 10, a 10, 11, and an 8.
no
Yeah, real
pluses
bad.
at all.
That's the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
That's
first one was
really
just a bit.
rough.
The first
Very
one was
main
okay,
stat,
but
yeah.
it wasn't.
All right, I'm rolling for
All right,
stats.
so how exactly do you roll for stats again?
Are you using the Charactermancer?
I am.
Okay, so when you,
You go-
along the top, actually, if you're looking at the stream, you might be able to see it, where it says abilities. If you click on that,
I
and then
see.
you'll see roll for the ability score method. You pick roll for stats, and then
Ah.
the first one is roll 4d6, drop the lowest.
Great, thank you.
You gonna go next, Aki?
I actually wanted to grab that PDF from you really fast so that I could go and input my ability
All right.
stat increases.
I'm gonna do this one, and then I'll go through and deal with my race in my class. Okay, are you ready? Are we ready? I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Yep.
I did
Ready
it.
for it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
16, 15,
Yeah.
16, 12, 12. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep that.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah,
that.
that's
Say that again
good.
a little louder
That's-
for everybody at the back.
So I got a 9, a 16, a 15, a 16, a 12, and 12.
That's very good.
That's
That's
pretty
a good
good. I'm
array.
gonna keep that.
That's
That
good
seems-
array. That's 18 on your main stat, whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna take
Right.
that luck.
Nice.
All right.
That's it.
While
That's all I
David's
got. I'll roll ones
while
from here on
David's
out.
getting that PDF to me, I'm going to go ahead and roll my stats too.
Sweet.
I don't know how to build.
How to build a ranger?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Probably Jax.
Depends what
Okay.
you're- it depends what you're in.
The
That's pretty
6
good.
is a bummer, but a 15 and a 16 feel
15 and
good.
16 is good, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Do you want
How
to go
are you
again?
feeling about it?
I don't know.
That's
I don't
fair.
mind. I don't mind having 2 dump stats. It's just a matter of figuring out which of those dump stats I want to have. Because I've definitely had characters who had 2 negative stats before. That's
Low charisma is okay usually for a barbarian. Like
Yeah.
low int, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
the
What
thing
if
is, I don't want to. I don't want to lean too heavily into a dumb
That's fair.
barbarian
No,
thing.
that's
Yeah.
totally fair.
I mean, maybe
If you'd like to reroll, please do.
This is the thing.
Live
If
your
I
dreams.
reroll it, do I get to keep the higher one?
I don't know.
pick between the 2 arrays. Yeah.
Can I pick between the 2?
Safe gambling.
It's safe.
Absolutely.
It's safe gambling.
We're nice.
Probably not that second one.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
No, I
Oh.
think the first one is
Take a
probably
mulligan.
my better choice, even
Yeah.
though the other one is a lot more balanced. So for people who don't know what I'm talking about, my first roll array was 15, 13, 16, 8, 11, and 6. And my second one was 11, 13, 12, 14, 10, and 9. So like the second one isn't bad. It's good for a very well balanced character, but there is no like standout star
Yeah.
Mhm.
in
No.
that one. So I have the decision between having 2 really not great stats, but having like 2 like pretty great ones and 2 average ones, or I can go pretty much middle of the road all the way. And I feel like that's okay for some classes, but maybe not great for a barbarian. So I think I'll keep.
You need a third one.
I mean, we
Oh,
did
just
let
that's
Elf roll
okay.
3 times, so I feel like
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, everybody
I'll
gets minimum
try.
3.
I'll try again.
was it 3? You're a very kind,
Oh,
generous.
I'll take that one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey!
There you go.
All right, so the last
Nice.
one was real good. It was 12, 16, 12, 11, 14, 13. I will
Love to
I
see
will
it.
So
take it.
my perspective on like the rerolling, I don't know, playing a character that's not fun is not fun, right? Like, or
Yeah.
playing like a character
Yeah, for
that
sure.
actively can't do things is just not fun.
Well, and that's
so,
why
like,
we're doing it this way.
Very
I
true.
don't personally.
I
I
have
like
that
rolling,
shit.
but I don't like suffering. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like rolling, but I don't like suffering.
Okay. I guess I'll go now.
Yeah.
And
And
I think
pop
I gotta
the
go
race
with the
thing in the
kitty.
chat.
I gotta be a lion.
Yes, Leonid.
Okay.
Be a
Lion.
I'm gonna be a
lion.
witty kitty.
Oh, yeah.
I made it rhyme so I can mentally justify being it.
Perfect.
All right. I don't like that one.
Okay, let's see the next one.
All right.
Pretty
Well,
flat.
All right.
Yeah.
It's pretty flat.
That one's better. That was way better.
I'll take that
yeah,
with the 9. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
good.
I've got
Absolutely.
13, 15, 16, 13, 9, and 15.
Yeah.
Got it in 2. I'm rolling the third one, but I'm not taking it. Yep. It was bad. We're
Yeah.
over it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. The other one was better for sure.
So we got some pretty tough characters, it seems.
All right.
I'll just add a couple goblins to every encounter. That seems fine. Just like 3 or 4 more
Yeah,
goblins.
just put a
to
couple more
compensate.
goblins in there. It's
That's
fine.
fair. Just wait till we get to our hit points now. Just
Yeah.
start rolling hit points every level. Okay.
Oh,
I wanted to take a quick second since we talked about the Gabe James Gabe system for choosing your class modifiers
Yeah.
instead of doing race modifiers. I'm going to be doing a barbarian, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of how it's broken down. Is that it gives you 3 steps, and you choose between 2 options, and then you add those ability score increases depending on what it is that you choose. And for
Okay.
example, first step for barbarian is you choose which type of barbarian you are. Either you're a stalwart titan or a vicious combatant, and then that determines which ability score you're adding to. You're either adding +1 to your constitution or +1 to your strength.
Cool.
So that's just an example. I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
And then I would guess that it progresses in a similar fashion. You pick the next one. You
3
pick
times,
between 2
Yep.
things. Pick the next
Yep.
one. You pick between 2 things.
Absolutely.
It's the standard modifier would normally add.
So
2
are we
plus
doing
3.
are we doing that, or are we doing the traditional method?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm going to do. That's
I
what
think it would be
That's what
cool
my
to
plan
do
was.
to do this and replace, the race.
Sounds good to me. I can definitely make a more effective monk with the monk stats than I can with the Shattergeist.
Okay.
So.
Why don't we go through it then with you, Elf? I'll ask you the
Oh,
questions.
you want to go? You want to do mine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I dropped the link to it.
Yeah. I need. Hang on.
In
let
our
me-
Zoom.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, can I just talk about how beautifully this is laid out? It's like
Yes,
it's so beautiful. The art is fantastic, and it's super easy to onboard.
I'm just opening it up here.
Do I
Dave.
want,
Okay. I'm ready.
like-
I'm ready to go.
I'll wait for you
Alright.
to do this.
So, you're a monk. The first step is in your monastic training, you're required to train both body and mind, swift movements and graceful actions, versus an attentive eye and environmental awareness. Which did you train more?
I am gonna take swift movements and graceful actions
Okay.
for
Swift
+1
movements is
dexterity.
+1 dex.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You kind of answer that question, and you can either answer it and then it informs the kind of character you are, or you can use it conversely to give you ideas if you weren't looking at the numbers and then you just sort those out afterwards.
Yeah.
However works for you. It's a fantastic supplement in that way. All right, the second question. Ki flows through your body, a fountain to harness. Finally starting to understand the flow inside you. It has made part of you grow. Did it bolster your health and resistance to internal harm, or did it improve attunement to the world around you, heightening your intuition?
I mean, it's clearly intuition and attunement, obviously.
World attunement, that's the wisdom option.
Hey.
And the third and final one is that your movements, whether fluid or ferocious, have a refinement to them. Whether your approach is focused on speed or endurance is the question. When traveling a distance, will your focus be to arrive as quickly as possible or at a reasonable pace without letting yourself become winded.
Gas, gas, gas. Go to stop speed.
And there's a dex point.
2 decks, 1
So
wisdom.
you get
My
that plus-
DDR days came back and slapped me in the face on that. Nicely done.
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's where you get your +2 and your +1, or your +3, or your +1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah. All right,
just
so I
thought
got a +2 dex and a +1 wisdom. Instead of the Shatter Kai +2 dex +1 con, basically. Okay, cool. Yeah.
But you'll still have dark vision? Question mark.
Shatter Kai get a teleport actually.
Ooh.
So
Okay,
Okay, that's not fun.
so I have an idea. I'm thinking
Okay.
my natural explorer, my favorite terrain is going to be mountain. And then instead of a mastiff, I'm going to get one of those British
do
mountain
that.
dogs. One of those rescue dogs.
Yes.
I'm going to ride. And I'm a little gnome that goes around the mountains and rescues people.
It's adorable, and I can't stand it.
Thank you
That's
so much for this.
fantastic.
What I also appreciate is that we have a real small and a real tall in our group. Should I do boxing or wrestling? Boxing or wrestling?
I was thinking my favorite enemy is dragons.
Don't like dragons.
I don't like dragons. I'm having a hard
There
time deciding.
might be a dragon in this adventure based on the box art.
That's what I'm. It's not like if there's no dungeons and no dragons, then really
what
are we
is
even- Then why are we even playing this game? But
a
I like
great
the idea.
question.
Like dragons terrorize their little gnomish mountain village, and so now they have sworn to make peace with the dragons in one way or another.
Can our characters have been like lifelong childhood friends?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Great.
I am super on board with that. Until I get my Bernie's Saint Bernard mountain dog, can I ride on
course.
your shoulder?
Of course.
Yes. Definitely going ranged combat.
Sounds good. Sounds great, in fact.
Okay.
Right, so are we all getting along with our chosen method of inputting things?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna pull up our.
I am interested, Dave. Do you know how to modify the stuff on the Character Mancer? Like if we want to change what the stats are?
Oh, you need to input your race as custom.
Oh, okay. Gotta do custom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are changing up. But
And
It's a
then what you
fantastic
can
idea.
probably
Okay.
do is instead of worrying too much about a lot of the abilities, I think you can just drag stuff over from the compendium onto your character sheet.
yeah,
That's what I've been doing. I just
Yeah.
copy pasted all of my skills like from the Bugbear Compendium into
Okay, cool.
fantastic.
Oh my god, what if Elf, your character, was our babysitter?
Oh God, why don't I want to be the babysitter?
Yeah.
Or maybe Bria, you
Wait,
can
can I
be
be
our
the?
babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
be babysitter. This
Better
is
the
good
big
for me.
lion than the edgy elf.
It's not.
Oh,
a
that makes me
phase.
very happy.
It's a shadow card.
It's not a phase, guys. Yeah.
I loved going through like this module to figure out how my bard thinks and
Yeah.
is a
Okay.
storyteller. It makes me very happy.
So I'm doing a ranger. Ranger danger.
Ranger.
Ranger
I
Danger.
might pick Beastmaster at level 3 if we get to level 3.
If I get to level 3, I get to pick Beastmaster, and that's the important part. Okay.
Totally fine.
In fighting specific creatures, how do I fight them? Do I use strength or whatever means, or do you use
Strength.
speed, style, and
Always pick
grace?
strength.
Oh, I definitely use technique. I'm definitely technique.
Disappointing.
I'm a tiny gnome. I gotta outsmart them. Apparently, I'll also talk a little bit like this.
I'm glad you're getting your voice on.
Yeah, you are
How
adept.
do we feel about doing voices for characters and stuff? I know some people it's a little bit awkward, but some people it's
I'm
really
down.
fun.
Well, I look forward to forgetting what accent I pick.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Every game, yeah.
Every time, like, what was it?
You adapt and survive in harsher elements than most. Would you tie your adaptation to your agility and skill related to such to move deftly from tree to tree, blah, 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 or little issue, or is it your understanding your environment, knowing how to treat creatures, nature itself truly harness the skill?
Dex or Wiz.
Oh, natural
That sounds
caster.
like to me.
That's strength or wisdom. I think I'm a natural caster. I like the animals.
okay.
I'm having a squirrel army.
Yes. Yes,
I'm
you are.
sure you are. That will be great. It will be lovely.
Don't deny me my squirrels.
I won't.
Magic is your ally. Do you
great.
use it to assist your close quarters conflicts and support yourself, or is it more than support an entire array, or is it your own you focused on? Magical finesse or support magic? I think it's magical finesse. Ooh, or support magic. Oh, that's a tough one.
DPS magic. Which one's that? Is that adding strength again?
It's Dex or Wisdom.
Okay, fantastic.
Do I use it to assist your close quarters conflict and support yourself, or is it more than support an entire array on its own you focused on? I think I'm going with support magic, which means I'm much more wisdom based than I thought I'd be.
Fair enough. Got kind of.
I mean, that's
two
good for perception. I don't
half-casters,
think anyone
really.
else has wisdom. I guess Elf might as a monk.
I have wisdom. Yes.
Wisdom.
Because it adds to my AC. So
Nice.
That's right.
Wisdom is
Sure does.
defo my dump stat. Let's go.
I've got a 9 intelligence and a 7 charisma though. So
It's all good.
be sure you'll be seeing a lot of this.
So edgy.
Perfect.
So edgy.
Perfect.
Maybe I will go for. I think I'm going to do the Dex instead. So I'll go. Plus
I
2
really
Dex plus 1
love
wisdom.
this. I love this way of picking out modifiers. I really, really do.
Right? It's
Thank
so
you.
fun.
Thank you, Gabe James
Thank you,
Gabe,
Gabe.
for like providing a really, really cool way to just not with the racial
Mhm.
features. Like just thank you. And like I said, I can't get over the art. The art is just so good.
It's so
Ooh,
good.
what's the
There he is.
gnome's
I'm going to drop the
speed?
link in chat again.
Yeah. And please, everybody, make sure you support the people over at DM's Guild doing good work.
Fact.
You can also get this one over on itch.io as well.
Ooh, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's the link I grabbed it from.
Yeah.
All right. I don't actually
Pay
that
you one.
that being said, I don't actually know if it's on DM's Guild. So that thank you for correcting me.
That's fine. Okay, so
Oh, I have dark vision, gnome cunning.
I think I'm nearly done here.
Nice.
yeah, the next kind of thing to think about as we're inputting stuff into the character sheets is linking back to the town. It sounded like Aki already had an idea of being raised by people, so you're kind of native to the area.
Yeah, I believe that that bugbears generally aren't usually raised in a city or anything like that. But I wanted my bugbear to have been adopted by human parents. Maybe they were found abandoned, or like maybe they'd gotten lost, or maybe they don't have much of an idea of how their parents died, but this is the first time I played this particular kind of backstory. I kind of like backstories like this where the kid grows up in kind of a multicultural home, mostly because that's my own experience. So
Sure, absolutely.
Nice.
Okay. We can definitely look into some potential NPCs that already exist, or we can make some more up.
Quick question regarding stats. Does anyone have a reasonable intelligence?
I do.
I do too.
I have a
I
12.
think 9 is reasonable.
I mean, does anyone have a positive modifier on their intelligence?
Yes.
Because I'm just trying to decide if I want to make in my dump stat or probably charisma.
Oh, wait, no, I
read it in a
didn't
way
add
and
that
make it
little extra
strength.
bonus. My int is a 13, so I think I'm at a +1.
Okay, cool. Then I'm
Perfect.
not going to worry about it.
That's needed.
Also fair. I shouldn't just ask people that.
That was awesome. Is
Positive
it
modifier.
reasonable?
That's how I view myself.
Indeed.
So good.
Maybe. Who else is? I'm just kind of curious. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, am I charismatic, or I kind of like leaning away from being the smart gnome, because that's like a gnome thing, right?
Yeah, they normally get that as their +2. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, live your dreams,
you
man.
can just do whatever now, can't you?
Being not a smart gnome, being kind of charismatic, surprisingly hardy.
You just love animals, okay?
I
Just
really
love
love
animals, and that's fine. That's enough. That's a character. And I like them already.
Thank you. I do too.
Okay.
Oh.
I need to read ahead a little bit and work out where is going to be the best place for you to have been from as a bugbear, but that's totally
I
awesome.
was thinking about how bugbears age.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Oh, but bugbears reach adulthood at age 16 and live up to 80 years. I want to be a fairly young bugbear, I think.
Yeah. Bug
That sounds
cub.
great.
I'm an elf. I'm going to have lived for 467 years or something.
You know what?
So
You're
you're
like a
also a
teenager.
toddler.
You gotta do.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a rite of
can make
passage
that
for them.
one.
Maybe they're 15.
Oh,
That would be cool.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit of an adventure away from home, or at least to start with, but you're still staying pretty close generally. So I think that would fit perfectly. That's a really
Yeah,
great
it's
idea.
cute.
I love it. So let's put right passage.
I think I might just go Outlander and just sort of lean into the, because I was thinking if we've grown up together for the most part, like perhaps I assume that my home was destroyed by dragons, but maybe it was not. I don't know for sure because I was like 7, and then I ended up in Phandelver. And your parents probably being the kind to take in like lost children also took me in.
I'm here for this.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're siblings.
Do they run like an
Yeah.
orphanage almost, but like an
Ooh,
unintentional one?
Ooh, I like that idea. The idea that they had these big hearts and they just took in children.
Yeah.
I
So
love that.
Sworn revenge against the
Fantastic.
dragons that I have probably made assumptions about.
So
I love it.
Phandelin's going to have an
Foster home.
orphanage now.
I'm gonna look up.
is it
some
going to be an
bugbear art.
orphanage, or are they just like a foster
I
family?
think they're just a
with
foster.
like
It's like maybe
Is it foster family?
unintentionally.
a
ended up-
Sprillion. Yeah.
Okay.
They just sort of were like, oh no, well here's another one.
Yeah.
They just
Aw.
have too much love in their heart, and
I just told people that they were attacked by dragons, but I actually just like saw the village was like had been burned, and so I didn't know what had happened to it. And I was like, it must have been dragons.
Yeah, it was a chip pan fire. They're actually pretty rough. Try to put out the water. It was.
I'm just saying I'm opening myself up to some character growth that might involve me no longer hating dragons.
Would you like me to tell you how much dragon stuff there is in the campaign if you want to lean in?
Are there 0 dragons or more than 0?
There's a dragon
Great. That's all I need.
that doesn't use fire.
Ooh.
Just,
Aw.
What?
They just make it rain, like. Rah.
just in case. I mean, it could still be interesting, but I don't want you to be so hooked into something that's not going to end up being a
No, I might change
really
that. I might change it
significant
from dragons to just like I can't have a favorite enemy that's like rock slides.
Mhm.
But I'll play around with it a little bit. That might I still
Yeah,
adjust.
they're a fairly standard run of low level enemies during this. There's going to be some goblins. There's always goblins, and some stuff like that. The adventure works its way up to around level 4, level 5. So it's not going to be anything that's too out there, too dangerous. There's a little dragon. Little
I
bat
mean, I
dragon.
also thought about making it oozes just because I like the
Oozes
I,
because of your previous experiences.
personally,
on-
I just
on the
really
show
like
with
oozes.
Oozes
I
are the
genuinely
best.
love gelatinous cubes. For
I'm
whatever
telling you,
reason.
when I eventually get the motivation to do it, I'm gonna write a tiefling variant for Jubilex.
Blah. I love it.
Fantastic. Gross
I
creatures.
think at this point I'm just looking for a name for my bugbear.
What's your
Yes.
background?
I chose athlete.
Oh, nice.
Smart.
I think my bugbear was like at some point ended up becoming like a professional wrestler in Phandelin, like basically kind of sort of built up a reputation for not getting into scraps, but like actually doing a lot of conditioning and stuff like that. People saw their potential and were like, you know what, we can do something with you. So
Yeah, Phandalin is a fairly small place, so it might well have been a traveling adventurer who ended up taking you under their wing and teaching you the ropes.
I like that.
Okay, that would be fantastic as well. We can pop
They
that in
spend a
as
lot of
detail
time
to
out
see.
in the forest wrestling trees because they have no opponents.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be fair with the rest of the kids your age, really, would it?
No.
I'm your like one gnome cheer squad.
Oh, it's so cute.
Just a lot of training montages of dragging around tree trunks and stuff like that.
I just get hordes of small animals to like mob you.
Yeah, if you want to take all those turns in combat, you can do those.
We'll just use group rules, I think.
Yeah, we will. It'll be fine.
I think I'm gonna go with pirate is always so tempting. Not relevant, but
Pirate?
tempting.
Fair enough.
You're like, yeah, Bria is over there just like, I feel you.
Yo,
I was thinking
Pirates.
urchin or but urchin's more about cities, which I feel like is a little tricky. Like, what's the equivalent of a small village urchin?
yeah.
The PC from Fable 1.
Yeah.
Do they not have haunted?
Haunted
Oh.
should be in here somewhere.
Like I'm
Those
gonna
are-
go for Outlander, but I'm really thinking of it more as a wild child. You know, like the kid that just sort of was like, I'll be back, and then they're gone for like 2 weeks in the woods.
Oh, yeah. That's just because with the compendium selection stuff, I turned off the Strahd things because they seemed very setting specific.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
If you do want
Fair
to
enough.
go haunted one, yeah. Because that's another new feature. You can decide which pieces of compendium you want to allow for a campaign. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense to have those kinds of things in the game. If somebody says,
I got a lot
I
of
kind of don't
demographic
want
stuff.
guns in it, then you can be like, okay, that's fine. We'll put kind of the Eberron stuff off the table because that leans much further into more middling steampunky type technology. If people aren't into that, there's now the opportunity to turn it off and just not even present the things on the character monster page if you need to. Okay.
So, what does anyone have like? I'm trying to decide on language proficiencies.
hmm
I'm not really sure like what's in the area, right? Like what would be the sorts
Yeah.
of things we would have been exposed to around Phandelver?
I really like the way that I've played in the past where you just leave them open, and then if nobody has something and it's relevant to the plot, you could be like, oh yeah, I speak that.
That makes
And
sense.
just slot it in wherever.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
All right,
I think
important
it's more
question.
interesting than people picking things that end up either not being relevant or having
I-
a party that can't read the MacGuffin because it's in ancient goblin.
More relevant. Am I proficient in bagpipes? Or
I don't know, are you?
That is always very relevant.
like the drum? Or I was leaning towards horn because like hunting horn, you know, it's like a sort of wilderness call.
Ooh. And you've got like the big Ricola
Yeah.
horn from a
Yeah.
mountaintop that I'm
Yeah.
very excited about.
Yeah.
Pan flute. I'm gonna go with the horn. That makes sense. Bagpipes just seem very tempting.
That seems good. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, bagpipes are always a good choice. Always.
I will agree with you on that one.
I
was
love
not
like
going
I
to
know
for a
some
second,
people
but then-
I know some people find bagpipes like I love them unironically. I unironically love bagpipes. The skill it takes to actually play them is ridiculous, and I have so much respect for the people with that level of breath control.
Yeah.
But listen, don't come for me if you're going to try and bash bagpipes. I will lay you out. Like bagpipes got my respect. They are not an easy instrument to play, and when they're done correctly, they're really beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems like everybody's kind of, or very close to getting there.
Settling in.
Why
Yeah.
don't we let the last little bits percolate and fill things in as you need to, and take our break in the middle?
Yeah.
All
Feeling
right.
about that?
We will
Nice.
be right back.
Hello. Am I unmuted this time?
You're
Lauren?
unmuted this time. I
Cool.
realized what I did wrong last time, so I fixed it.
Fantastic. All right. Hope everybody's had a good break. Welcome back to Roll20 Presents Lost Mines of Phandelver. We're doing our session 0. We got some characters. I think pretty much done on everybody's ends.
Yeah, I'm just missing a name at this point. Did you know that athletes have a proficiency in vehicles for land?
Yeah.
I can
Chariots.
chariots
Yes.
and like that kind of stuff. I'm here for that.
That's dope.
I also carry around apparently a leather ball or a bronze discus. I can choose. Like
There's
so
a discus option in
there is a discus option in D&D, Abria. I know. So I don't know if you guys knew this about Abria, but Abria was a track and field person. Like, did field events, and I'm just laying out all your business.
Thank you. No, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Because like, yeah,
I'm so
so
excited
this
for Theros.
is yeah, so you can literally be the athlete of your dreams in D&D.
You can
I could just be a
Congratulations.
giant lion that throws discus. So happy.
I am happy for you. I chose the leather ball because
Yeah, nice.
I feel like as a bugbear, I'm about as close to like a big walking puppy dog as you can get, and therefore ball.
That's so
Wow.
cute. Nice.
If you ever decide to do shot, you have an advantage of having an extra 5 feet of arm to go over the line with
hmm
the reach ability.
Back.
That is bugbears, isn't it?
It is bugbears. Yeah, they have
have-
long arms.
Really long arms. They are all arms, like me. I am also all arms.
Yay.
I've got 2.
So I picked for my elf monk. I picked the acolyte background, by the way, because Raven Queen, you know,
Yes.
Shatterkai are all dedicated to the Raven Queen, and she's all like edgy shadow goddess lady who is like life and death focused. So I thought it would make sense if they were raised in sort of like a clerical environment in regards to that.
So, what do you think brings you out to, Phandalin and the Sword Coast? There is
I think it was probably a long time ago that my Shatterkai was like in these environs. So I think there's been kind of a lot of like adventure-y wandering, like wherever the church hath required it. But they've been in Phandalin. Why have they been in Phandalin?
You don't have to have been there. The first hook is on the way to Phandalin. So it'll be the people who already lived there coming back. But you might just be on the way there from Neverwinter. There is an adventure hook that they recommend if we'd like for me to go through that, if people still need some ideas about stuff.
Sure. I mean, even just the suggestion's helpful.
Yeah, the suggestion is meet me in Phandalin. The characters are in the city of Neverwinter when their dwarf patron and friend Gundren Rockseeker hires them to escort a wagon to Phandalin. Gundren has gone ahead with a warrior, Sildar Hallwinter, to attend to business in the town while the characters follow with supplies. Characters will be paid gold, 10 of them, by the owner of a shop in Phandalin when they deliver the wagon safely. So it's a very simple one, but Caravan God, absolutely a level 1 adventurer job. That's what you're about. That's your power level.
Totally, yeah.
That's
No,
what
that
I'm
makes
like.
sense. Like, yeah, I get it. I'm into it.
Okay. Yeah, so
Nice.
for some reason or other, ended up on this little caravan. For those of you who are from
Not-
there, presumably it's, heading back. You were away anyway. You join up. You get paid to go home. Feels like a pretty sweet deal. Or something along those lines. It'll be totally up to you.
I want to jump in and share my background and also kind of ask if it's okay because it's coming out of the Taldora campaign setting. I've been obsessed with the Grinner since I saw it for the first time. So I really like bards as this like whisper network of like revolutionaries. So I would like to take it and essentially have my character, whose name I still don't know. How dare you put this back on me? Be basically like a retired revolutionary. That's just like, we did it. We took care of it, and has just like, found their way to wherever our sweet bugbear and like, and just is babysitting and just hanging out. Like they're kind of on their long rest after a revolution.
Yeah, totally.
I like
That
it.
is absolutely fantastic.
Maybe
So I guess
maybe you're taking the odd caravan guard job with me because you need that sweet 10 gold or whatever.
Yeah, right? Like, I would like gold. I got to do something else. Yeah, let's go.
I've been here slightly too long. This city
Yeah.
is
We don't
slightly
have a
becoming too
mama bear. We have a
gentrified.
mama lion.
Yeah. And I got to make sure my sweet little babbies are safe.
How old is your character, Abria?
I think she's probably only in her mid 30s or early 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like right around that like
I just want to be clear. This is going to be like you basically taking two teenagers on a quest.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's me and the lion who have any experience in being adventurers is what that's what I'm vibing on here.
I might break and make her a little younger just so I'm not the full-blown mom, but like she was a revolutionary in her like early 20s.
I have just begun my adventures.
Oh my god, so sweet. I'll protect you with my life. You have something
That's
on your face.
perfect.
Come here.
I kind of want to be like.
No, you
like
gotta lick. You gotta go
18.
for the full
Yeah.
face.
Oh no,
First
Yep.
sticks up.
Rough tongue.
Yeah. Sandpaper Town coming in.
Oh. Edge mom and lion mom.
I kind of want to be like 18 and I'm like getting antsy. I'm like antsy to leave. And so I'm I'm like a little too gung-ho.
I like the idea that you're older than me.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
And maybe I kind of my insistence to go is part of you're like, no, I have to come and like protect you. And I'm like, God, I don't, so we have like I don't need you to protect me. I'm older than you.
Yeah, it's
But you
it's
also
a perfect.
big.
Yeah.
Big.
It's a perfect kind of distance to go when you're kind of getting to that age when you want to start venturing out by yourself. It's the biggest city nearby, and it's like a couple of days, so it's not too far. You're still kind of on the Sword Coast if you've gone to Neverwinter itself, and then don't want to be away for that long.
You take the wagon back home, for the leaving.
Absolutely, check in, replenish your adventuring supplies, which you've used none of as yet. She's probably kind of frustrating to you at this point. Not killed anything.
I think I've come up with a name.
Oh, really? Let's hear it.
Fantastic.
I want to hear it.
I think I'm going to name them Pasha.
Pasha. I love it.
Like Pasha. Pasha. I kind of like that.
I like it.
And you said at the beginning, whoever your character's going to be, they were going to be they, them as well?
Yes.
All right, Pasha.
Nice.
Pasha.
Pasha, bugbear.
Pasha the bugbear. The bugbearian. The carebarian. Pasha.
Carebarian.
What symbol do you have on your tummy? Like, which your Care Bear thing?
Oh,
Just
that's
so many
a good
squirrels.
question. Yeah, it might be squirrels.
See about getting you a magical item for that between the two of you at some point. Okay. It
Just
sounds
like
to me
my-
like we've all got a little bit of a hook in. And
Yeah.
I know you're all experienced enough at playing and stuff to be bought into the adventure at this point.
Yeah, we're all adventurers.
Even if there are discrepancies and you end up being like, oh, my character is a bit like about this, we'll still do it. We're doing the adventure. There's no point playing characters.
we're actually doing the adventure though.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fantastic. So what we will lead in with the basic adventure hook of you on this caravan for your various reasons. I believe it's a couple of days. Like it's not a week. So you would have gotten to know each other a little bit if you didn't already, as you ride along and protect the caravan. This isn't safe territory, but it's still a main road out of Neverwinter, which is one of the more kind of safe places on the Sword Coast. So, again, a perfect place for people who are just starting out on their journeys, just kind of learning more about the world and seeing more of the world to be. So that sounds great, and we've got all that sorted out. Oh gosh, I think we might be pretty close to done.
I mean, we've got some names and some personalities
Yeah, I think
and some
so. I think we can
descriptions
also
to do.
review.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be good.
There's some good stuff to like talk about, I think, still.
I can share some of the personality traits that I've picked out.
Yeah, I'd love to hear. Go for it.
Going into what I said before about like where Pasha's rage originates, it's when I see others struggling, I offer to help as one of their personality traits. Because I went ahead and went with the ones that are pre-generated by the app. And I know that you can put in your own, but I decided for like, as I usually will do that, but I decided this time to go ahead and go with the pre-generated ones. And then the other personality trait that I picked is I feel most at peace during physical exertion, be it exercise or battle.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Thank you. So, how furry are you as a bugbear? Because depictions
that's a good
vary.
question. Yeah, I think Pasha is a little bit more bear than bug.
Mm-hmm.
Has the cute little ears, but maybe has like some like carapace, maybe along the neckline and shoulders, and then like the upper and forearms are furry, and then maybe they've got kind of a. Oh, I like the idea that like it's across their neckline and their chest and their stomach are like carapace, like beetled carapace, and then like most of the rest of them is very much bear.
Okay, that's totally cool. I'd not seen people lean into, bug as being kind of actually descriptive of the things.
Yeah,
I
kind of think of it as a little bit like a turtle duck. They're part turtle and they're part duck, and like an owlbear is part owl and part bear. And I feel like a bugbear is also sort of like
it should be.
It should
yeah,
be part,
absolutely. I'm really into that. That's
and
really interesting.
a big owl is saying bugbears don't have a carapace, and I was like, well, mine does. I have decided that my bugbear is both bug and bear.
Both bear and bug.
I'd love to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got a name that I pulled from chat.
Okay, Elf. What have you got?
I'm gonna name my edgy elf lady Karasu, like Raven in Japanese. Kara for short. I want to go short because Raven Queen, Shatterkai. I gotta be as edgy as possible. So her name will be Karasu.
Fantastic.
Yay.
I'm imagining her outfit is very like typical sort of, like monk robes in that sort of like Jedi folded over style. But very dark colors like blacks and navy blues. And I want to give her the like Oron sling. Like one of her arms is like completely like disabled, basically.
I'm such a sucker for that.
Magic hasn't been able to like cure it, and it's never like really healed from some fight she had a long time ago. So she's just she's doing like the one-armed monk thing.
Yes.
And her weapon of choice is a spear, by the way, slung across her back with like a strap over her midsection there.
Spear. Very cool.
There you go. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm just still inputting my like. There we go.
What's up, Lauren?
Oh, I'm just like messing around with like
So am
my
I.
weapons
I'm just like,
stuff.
I have like 11 more things to click. Sorry.
I'm like when Aki was talking about personality traits and ideals and stuff, I skipped over it during the character generation. I've generated the character now, so I'm like, no, I gotta write some or like come up with some, you know?
Yeah, we've got
You can always
plenty of
edit
time
them
to flesh
too.
things
So
out.
like, you can go back into the character mancer though.
You certainly can.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and like we say, we've got a week until things happen. So if you need to let it percolate, see what kind of personality comes to you.
I also have
know
the
I
books.
Yeah,
don't
that's
need to
the
do
piece
that.
that I'm
I have
still
the-
kind
I have
of
the books in my hand.
like
Yeah,
feeling
we
out.
don't need to come up with names if you can't think of one now. I mean, you're in control of the overlays as well, so you can leave it as late as you like. It'll be on you.
Well, if you can tell me by like next week at like 11:40, like noon, like noon next week would
Like
be
noon at least. Yeah.
like put it in the chat so that I can copy and paste it onto the overlay.
So we got some step siblings,
Okay,
talent
so
revolutionary, and an edgy wandering monk. Love it.
yeah, because
okay,
it turns
I've
out I
come up
think
with a
I'm
name. Oh, go
I'm the
ahead.
teenager. I'm the like sort of obnoxious, or not obnoxious, but I think of I don't know my character's name, but I ended up in Phandelver maybe as a little bit older, bonded with Aki's character, and then I got very impatient, like not wanting to stick around, and so we're like, we're going on this event, we're going to Neverwinter. Now we're doing this thing. So I think I'm a little impulsive, maybe, despite my wisdom.
Yeah, I'm sort of imagining my character as like the more middle-aged one of the group. But like also she's so edgy that it kind of like balances out in that she's not gonna tell you what to do,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Nice.
but
Like,
we'll disapprove of all of it.
yeah, she'll be quietly disapproving and then save your ass. That's
Yeah.
the plan.
And I'm wondering if maybe instead of like being in the same family, what if the gnomes that were like the gnomes that I'm from, like they took refuge next to Phandelver because our sort of home was destroyed, and so like we grew up together because we basically like were next door neighbors. Okay, that's
The
kind of
place
what I'm leaning
itself is
towards.
very small. That would absolutely.
And so there's like the like gnome village out like in Phandelver now. It's just like it's like a mini version of Phandelver. It's just all smaller. It's really awkward. I could never invite you over because you couldn't fit.
This is
I'm
going to be
too
fantastic
big.
when we get to the map.
I'm too big for this place.
Okay, well we'll just sit outside.
Okay. Do you have cookies?
Yes. I just have to, but they're all like really small because I make like gnome-sized cookies.
It'd be like that breakfast cereal that's supposed to look like cookies.
Oh,
Just
yes.
handfuls of them.
Cookie
Yes.
crisp.
And I'm wondering maybe instead of it could be dragons. I do still kind of like that idea just because it's classic, you know, that like dragon ran us out of our like mountaintop home, and
think that's
I
pretty
don't
cool.
maybe know all of the context because I was too young, and so or maybe it was even like a couple generations ago, and so I've just like chosen to decide that they're a problem, but they're not actually.
Yeah, if you'd like that, that can be totally fine. Yeah, like I was going to say, this can be really funny because we've already added so many locations to the map.
Yeah.
So when we get there, it's going to be this perfect and beautiful map that comes with everything. And it's going to be me scribbling on like like an extra circle. It's like gnomes.
Gnomes.
It's going to be awful.
The gnome homes. The gnome homes.
Hope you can't wait as much as me.
Gnome village. It wasn't dragons, but oversized crows. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Something caused us to have to relocate, so we ended up near by Phandelver.
Absolutely, that's a great hook. Go for it.
And I haven't figured out exactly what that is, but whatever that thing is will be my favorite enemy. And I'm
Yeah,
very
I'll
much
take another look
the
through
wild
and see if
child.
there's one I can feed.
Cool.
on.
Oh yeah,
Kaleidoscope.
if there's something that's good, feel free.
Kaleidoscope mind in chat. It was actually a volcano, but the story is it was a dragon.
Yeah. It was just a dragon
the
just
difference,
burped
honestly?
really loud. Caused a
I mean,
rock
if you
slide.
don't understand tectonics, which you probably don't,
No,
it's sort
oh,
of
no.
the same thing.
Yeah. But I imagine that like I got really impatient and like the gnomes like settled in and they're like, we have such a nice home here in Phandelver. I don't know why they're also from the West Country, but you know, we just sort of they just sort of relax here, and I'm like, I'm bored. I'm bored, Mom. I want to go on an adventure, Mom.
Perfect.
Well,
I
you
sort
can't
of
go
kind
on
of
an
hope you
adventure
keep
without
that.
me.
Well, okay, fine. Then we'll both go on an adventure.
Oh.
Here, put this on. Like, start gearing you up.
Oh. Okay.
Swing
This
miss.
is the thing. Pasha is not dumb. They have a +1 to their intelligence. They're actually,
They are, in fact,
above
smarter
average in
than me.
intelligence.
They're smarter than me.
But they are, and they are also, but the thing is that they are. I would say that innocent is probably the better word as opposed to unintelligent.
You enable your friends, perhaps.
a little too easily.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're definitely
because
smarter.
I want to make them happy.
Like, objectively, you know more things and just like can problem solve better. But I'm probably gonna be like the pushy one. And
If there's
impatient.
one thing that I know, it's big, gentle barbarian and small, pushy other character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Good dynamic.
It's a good dynamic.
I've seen it
yeah.
before. hmm Okay, that's fantastic.
Okay, I do need a name, but I kind of want to go to an IKEA
Yeah.
catalog.
Steve.
Yeah.
No.
Since chat makes me name my character myself because they hate me,
Okay.
her name is Vitka.
Vitka.
Yeah. With that
Sounds
very
like it.
weirdly aerated W that's like
Yeah.
right
yeah.
between a V, a W, and a Y.
Yeah.
I like it. There was a suggestion from
Ooh.
a donation. I don't personally. I'm gonna X card it for myself. It's Slatessa. So I'm not going for that.
That's a no.
And it's very funny. And
Thank you for your
as-
donation, though.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Are
so
we
much for
comfortable
your
as a
donation.
group with me naming one of my I have so many instruments from all of my backstory.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
name
and
one
I
of
name
the
my
sexy
lute
liar.
Slatessa.
Yeah.
Are we okay
Definitely.
with that?
The
Okay,
sexiest
cool.
the sexiest loot ever to
Yeah.
exist.
I'm not asleep.
It has passed many.
I do kind of like the name Freddy.
Ready.
It's very.
Freddy's pretty good. I like
Freddy.
that.
I don't know about the fizzle pops. Is that a good gnome name?
I don't know.
This Pops is so
I
cute.
think I drank those at a school disco at some point like 20 years ago.
I will put it in as a question mark name for now. Right now it's Gnome Gnomeson, so
Ah, yes, Gnome Gnomeson.
Thanks,
I mean, it's accurate.
Oh my gosh, I think I'm in love with my character, y'all.
That's
they're
really
so
awesome.
great.
I'm so glad.
Okay, so I have a dagger, which I don't really ever use, and a longbow. That's my main. Which I'm a gnome, so my longbow's as big as I am.
So,
I like super long.
so
Like,
here's
use
the
it with my
thing.
feet.
Yeah, you fire that longbow with disadvantage all the time.
Really? Can I change it?
Yes.
Because that's the base weapon it comes with. Can I get a short bow?
You can get a short bow. It's very funny. There are certain combinations where you get the two-handed weapons and you can't use them.
I have
But-
no
But
idea.
also, what if I just fired it with my feet, like straight up, like.
I mean, you'd have
You're already big
disadvantage.
Beastmaster. Why not bring the other part of your turn?
You've 100% fired yourself through a longbow,
Yeah.
and I choose to believe that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, a short bow is just a longbow for a gnome.
So no longbow, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what actual like variant of the monk class this monk is gonna build into, because there's like three possible options. One, shadow, because obviously, like
Yeah.
way of shadow. Two, long death, because long death is cool and very durable. And then the third is just drunken master and just wine mom it up from.
Yeah. What, Mom?
Wow.
I'll be entirely honest.
we like a wine mom.
I didn't look at any of the other options for ranger builds.
That's fine. Yeah.
Is it though? Is it?
No. That's it's totally fine. Sorry,
Oh my
I'm getting distracted writing notes now. I came up
No,
with
that's
an
okay.
idea.
You should.
No, you're
Notes are
golden.
good. Okay.
I feel
I'm
like
not
I
used
just
to stream
experienced Aki's.
GMing.
All right.
I feel like
What
I
did
just
you-
had Aki's moment of like falling in love with my character, and I'm like, I love Vitka so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Pasha. Pasha is a good bear.
I don't
Pasha's
know.
a great.
I don't know Karasu well enough, but she's pretty okay, I guess, so far.
I
Right.
think that Pasha is going to be a lot of fun to play. I don't, like I said, play martial classes very often, and I'm not usually like I'm not usually like a fighter class type person. I like those blended classes, like I was talking about before. So not having magic will be great. Yay, no spell casting. I just come in and hit things. That's my only job. I smash.
I'm a level 1 bard. I also don't have spellcasting. Cantrip.
I don't even
Vicious
have.
Mockery
I
is a
don't,
spell that
Yeah.
exists.
I have a
Sort
minor
of.
illusion as a cantrip.
I don't even have Flurry of Blows at level 1. I just am a fighter, but less good. That's
Really?
it.
I
Yeah.
thought
tried
it was
to
a
pick
level
spell.
1 thing. That's incredible.
They really strip you down to your basic parts when you're. I have to say that you start out pretty on the up and up as a barbarian in first level. It's not bad.
Nice.
So would it be better for me to have a shield and a like hand crossbow if that's an option? Or should I just go
You
for a
would
short bow?
not be able to reload it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I only need one shot. One shot, one kill. I'm secretly
You
Widowmaker.
only have one shot.
Window Malcal.
All right, I'm going for a short bow. Bye.
Yes.
Infinite dropping crossbow trick as well. Just bug the game out and just spawn infinite amounts of crossbows. That seems good.
By the way, the only reason Vitka knows the sleep spell is because she babysits.
That is so wonderful. I love
It's the
it.
only reason. Just you know what?
What happened?
That's on you.
Yeah, we're done here. I'm a very, very, very good babysitter.
Lauren, all you gotta do is get like 8 hand crossbows and then just
Just
pull them out of your
reverse
coat one at a time. Oh,
Oh no, Reaper Main.
Once it is fired, it is no longer any good. You must acquire a new hand crossbow.
At the end, though, I have to go pick up. I have to pick up my crossbows, and like that's where we roll to see how many I recover.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Though it is fairly ambitious to think you're going to be able to afford more than one hand.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what you're talking about. Pretty
Not
sure
bad.
I can sink all of my money into one.
What can
Yeah,
I?
how are we feeling
What could
about
that cost?
items?
$10?
I just went for the default items.
I have,
from the,
yeah, I went for default. I've got a dagger
Yeah.
and a quarterstaff. Mostly the
Same.
quarterstaff. It's just a stick
I
to everyone
have
else.
I have a war hammer and a great club and and some javelins, I guess.
Yas.
I went
4
for the
javelins.
leather armor because the scale mail gives me. I could have picked scale mail, but it gives me disadvantage on stealth, which seems counterproductive when that is something I will be doing.
Yeah, I took proficiencies in acrobatics, insight, perception, and religion.
Nice.
Stealth. And
Not
stealth. too.
looking.
I have
Yeah, I'm
survival,
proficient.
perception, nature, athletics, and animal handling.
Nice. I've got athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, performance, and persuasion.
I could maybe switch nature for medicine.
I have I have survival, not nature.
I'll
it's fine.
stick with
You don't have
nature,
to
even
cover
though
all
it just
bases.
means that I have not a negative bonus.
Let me warn you, Lauren, that having a magical weapon, ranged weapon, does not magically create ammunition for it.
Yeah, no,
Except it does.
But it makes the
Boom.
ammunition magical.
Oh shit!
Or Dave is awesome.
It
Yeah,
would
no,
have-
you'll.
in my opinion, it would make the attack magical, but you could still stack it with magic arrows. So 2 +1s, a +1
That's true.
ammunition and a
Yeah,
+1 bow would be +2.
That's true.
Just because ranged
Uh,
characters need to be more powerful.
Yeah,
They need the
totally.
option to double up.
They've never once been stronger than anything else. Totally. Oh, the other possible option of monk classes is Kensai. because Kansai exists.
I love Kansai.
That's
It only
right.
starts to pick up like around level 12 though.
Yeah, so probably not, but you know.
Yeah.
So I need somebody who knows me in this group. I need a connection for my edgy Shatterkai.
Yeah, Bria.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we know each other?
Yeah. How have we met? Did we work together before, or is this like we know each other from some place we frequent, or like what are we? Because we're coming from Neverwinter, right? You and me. We're not like Phandelvins.
Phandalin.
Phandalins.
Well, I do like the idea. Well, were we just joking about the being babysitter for No McNomerson and
Oh no, yeah,
Pasha?
no, I'm sorry, yeah, you're actually from there.
But she's not from there. That's just what she was doing shortly before this started. So I'm down with like whatever you were doing in your backstory.
Were you? Yeah, maybe the two of you met like a while back before this, and I'm just wondering if like what if
revolutionary days? Yeah.
What if you were
Yeah.
babysitting for us one night and I just ran off and I was just like, we're going. And
Yeah.
like, and then you had to track us to Neverwinter on our epic quest.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Yes, I actually like
And
this
then
a ton.
We ran into a Shatterkai elf who was probably doing something edgy. And then you were like, no, wait.
What I do? Proselytize for the Raven Queen.
Hey.
And hey, there's no better person to proselytize to than somebody who is in the process of tearing down other institutions currently.
Yup.
They need a new one. So being sent over to the counter-revolutionary, well, the revolutionary.
All right.
area, maybe
So
each other in the past.
Karasu's connection is through Vitka.
Yeah.
I think so.
Alright.
But I love the idea that these two rapscallions beat me to Neverwinter and they are just obsessed with you. Like,
You were the
"You found
coolest."
Ah!
At least I will be. I will think that you were the
Well, because
coolest.
if you're going on an adventure in Neverwinter, you have to go to the adventuring tavern.
Yeah.
You know that's there. To,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
your
old enough to
adventure.
order a flagon
Nice.
of ale.
And of course, I was brooding edgily in the corner.
Yes.
And we started a conversation somehow. You knocked over my drink or something. And, you know,
Oh my gosh.
from there.
I think I'm a smaller gnome. I'm going 3'4",
Ooh, we love to see it.
but I'm like a little bit stocky because I weigh.
I don't already ship it or anything. It's fine.
You're the coolest person I have ever met.
Oh, I also love the idea that you guys probably think that Witka is a total square, and then she gets to Neverwinter, and they're like, "Oh, the revolutionary." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys don't know me for shit.
I
have a whole nother life.
Stories up.
I was cool, but I still like sweaters. Don't worry about me."
Yeah. Yeah, like your cool past comes out a little bit. And like,
But have I told you lately, Abria, that I love you?
I love you.
That I just love you so much.
A nerd.
so much.
love it.
Do you
Good.
have any idea what kind
I'm
of
not
thing
like
you were
others.
trying to bring down?
Yeah, I like the idea of just some old dumb monarchy that yeah, I don't know. I am like, to be fully honest, I'm
The
a little
local-
worried about letting too much like political bleed in the real world get into this game.
It's fair.
Totally.
So
fine.
I do want
just
to
be a
like,
thing you've
I like
done.
this as a backstory, and by putting some fantasy bad boy
Yeah.
that crossed the lion people.
Absolutely
did that.
okay with that. That's awesome.
Some local duke was being an ass.
Yeah, right? You just gotta like unduke sometimes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you gotta
Okay.
king of loser
Yeah, we don't
land.
have to explore it. That's totally cool.
The Farthorn
Question about like
Rebellion
the
Massacre.
terrain around Phandelver, because if I realize like I've probably been there for more of my life than not, if not all of it.
Right.
Would we say it's like
so
mountainous, or is it foresty? Is it swampy?
I can.
I can't
get
say
swampy.
swamp properly anymore because
Da-da-da-da.
everyone who plays Magic is like, and I play a swamp. Okay, it's a swamp.
So
You had me at swamp.
Yeah.
I've moved everybody across.
What? Oh, no, but I have to
oh,
close the door.
That's a secret map. Okay. I see. I didn't realize it was a secret
What
map.
did I do?
Well, it's okay. This is the stuff that we need to see.
Yeah, this is the stuff you see because it's got areas marked on it that you don't know what they're at.
Oh, there
So
we go.
I'll describe it instead because I don't have a non-spoiler marked one as yet. So you can see Phandelin's down there and Neverwinter's up from there. It's not too far, like I say. But
I don't know
what
what you're
you've
talking
got,
about. This is the longest trip I've ever been on in my life.
yeah, exactly. It's a perfect length for a teenager. Yeah,
With such short legs.
Nothing
Oh,
could
gosh, yeah.
possibly
Really
go
far.
wrong.
yeah. In terms of terrain, there is a big wood to the north of Phandelin, Neverwinter Wood, named after, I don't know which came first. And to the south, you have a kind of a mountain range that runs all the way nearly to the coast.
Am I right in saying that, like, this area right here, right next to Phandelin, which is where we're living, is that a mountain? Is that what that's supposed
It's
to be?
the foothills.
The
yes.
foothills. Okay.
So we're Phandalin is essentially like a borderline valley, like area.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so I think mountain or forest would both make sense. Not to like
Yeah, you'll spend
min-max for
equal
the
times in
adventure,
both.
but would one maybe be more or less relevant as a favored terrain or natural explorer?
Probably what would make most sense, given your backstory as well. You would most likely lean into the kind of hilly and mountainous stuff.
Yeah.
Both being where you're kind of from ostensibly, and there is also quite a lot of that. Not necessarily always traveling through it because it's kind of hard to get around there. But there are lots of. There's a mine. There's caves.
Yeah,
those
cool.
sorts of things.
That's I
So
thought mountain would probably be somewhat relevant. I was like, not gonna pick like desert.
yeah.
The deserts of Phandelver.
All right, I'll have a look at the map stuff. I'll bring us back to the landing for now. I'd forgotten that was on GM view. Because I can't tell you where all the secret hidden places are, because that's one of the chapters, finding where they are.
Can I just know all the secrets now?
Sure.
Oh my god, thank you.
Dumbledore dies.
What?
How dare you? How dare!
That's all I got.
That's a good secret. Cool. All right. I'll still think about my favorite enemy, and if there's something that seems more relevant for the campaign
Yeah,
itself.
I'll let you know when I look a little bit more. When we first knew we were going to do this, I spent many, many hours poring over it.
That was like
Since then,
a while
I've got
ago.
so much about everything, I've forgotten the entire adventure. So I can't quite help you now, but we'll do it in between the sessions.
I mean, I'm saying like there is a dragon right here, so and they are
There certainly
probably
is.
fighting said dragon.
At least one dragon in this adventure.
Demand more dragons.
I think
I
it's
demand
optional,
a
actually.
2 to 6 dragon experience.
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit out of our level range to have 2 to
They could
6
be baby
variable
dragons.
Could be.
I am playing, as far as I know, the classic
Like, the
ranger. It's whatever
weakest-
one is in the book.
The weakest, most terrible adult dragon is like a white dragon. It's like CR10.
There's like CR2
All right,
dragons.
let's see. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Apparently,
All right.
Real bad.
I'm not going to say the joke that I was just thinking on air, but I will share it with you after we're.
Okay, well, there's like a fairy dragon. That's pretty small. That's really cute.
Is this like Pokemon dragon type?
Yeah, fairy dragon.
I want a dark type dragon, please.
They exist. Shadow dragons are real.
Wow, apparently their rating is dependent on their color, and it's the lowest is 1. Challenge rating
Yeah.
1.
You know.
Oh my gosh. It's just made of bubbles and hugs.
Yeah. It's
I
still
love it.
pretty beefy.
I mean,
for,
challenge
like,
rating 1 isn't nothing. Like a
Yeah.
goblin challenge rating 1/2 or something. So like,
pseudo dragon. Also adorable.
I'm just saying, anything under a challenge rating of 5 can be defeated with the power of friendship alone.
Ooh.
And I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Wait, I'm sorry. So technically, pseudo dragon, challenge rating 1/4. Can I have that as a beast companion?
Probably.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
it's close to
What
yes.
the rules are. So, sure, probably. We'll double check.
I'm just
Probably.
gonna
That seems
search.
fun.
Can't remember what the rules are because nobody plays Beastmaster Ranger.
I mean,
Lauren.
Why
I
not?
wasn't going to say. But
I
Oh,
have to
it's not
say
a
that
beast.
as somebody who plays Rangers and tends to avoid Beastmaster, I feel like Beastmaster Rangers get a little bit of a bad rap, and I support you, Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you. I love dogs.
We'll see if you support her when her actions cause our doom.
Look,
You have
through
to deal
level
with-
5, it'll probably be fine.
I'm only
yeah,
teasing.
you're gonna be there. You're gonna have an ally down here with one action that
Yeah.
you could use to get them back up. You have an ally about to imminently be killed over there that your companion could save if they made an attack, and you're just not gonna have the action economy for both. It's just impossible. I'm gonna
I
engineer it for
enjoyed
you.
playing a Beastmaster Ranger.
A dire squirrel companion.
Thank you.
I had a dire
I'm sure it
fennec
will be fun. It's just
fox.
we've got into a bit of a thing about me hating it because it's so
Yeah,
much
no,
fun.
we're
I don't.
Dave
likes
gives it a hard
optimal
time.
play.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'm looking at the young dragons, and they're difficult. Maybe we shouldn't fight too many dragons in this campaign, y'all.
It's just all dragons. Oops, all dragons.
Replace all
Dragons
goblins.
all the way down.
Replace all goblins with small dragons. Go.
What if this whole campaign
good.
was secretly just a tutorial on character generation, and we did that by constantly like throwing level 1 characters into like too hard of situations? So at the beginning of every session was just character gen again.
Just have to meat grinder. Like.
Yep.
So it's like and then we finish it out by being so these are the mistakes that we made,
Yep.
but these are the things that worked. And if you want to become an effective min-maxer, this is how you do it. If you want to become an effective min-maxer that isn't also an asshole, this is how you do it.
Yes.
Level 1 gauntlet. You walk into a room. Beholder. Go.
Okay, so this time I'm gonna try a ranger. We're all rangers this time. We'll see if it works.
It's like Mystery Heroes. We just like roll dice and see what we end up with. Someday someone will get lucky and get a full
So-
like 18 stat
That's how
array.
you
Yeah,
used to
so
do it.
roll
That's how you
20,
did
a
it.
new idea for you. Just a meat grinder show.
The meat
Level 1
grinder.
meat grinder.
Oh,
Maybe we
man.
need to workshop that title.
Yeah, I don't know if level 1 meat grinder is a great title.
That is the name of my like prog rock band though.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, that's my name in my Tinder profile.
Okay.
I gotta be
treasure
up
you.
front.
Lauren, I treasure you so much.
Trying not to choke on my tea here, y'all.
Meat grinder. I like it as a name of an app, but instead of MEAT, it's MEET. Meat grinder.
Got it.
Ay, ay,
I'm
ay.
not quite sure about that one myself. That's totally fine. Everybody likes different.
Do we have anything else we need to cover on like character creation?
That's what I'm thinking.
Coming back to
We
the-
got
already
40
be done,
minutes
can
left.
we?
I think we kind of are.
We
Oh,
can.
yeah.
literally.
But we don't have a name still for.
That's
for,
true.
Yeah.
Currently,
for
I'm
Lauren.
Freddy Fizzlepop.
No.
Yeah,
don't know.
Lauren needs a name.
I don't know. if
Fizzlepop is so cute. Like I
Fizzlepop
like both
is
of those words
probably
and
a
then you
great
put them
name.
together.
Yeah.
Chat, generate gnome names. Go.
Also, I super like the idea of like the most like gently named gnome is like, no, I want to be an adventurer. This name is holding me back. It's like Cuddles McFizzlebop. Like this is not.
It has
That's
to
true.
be
We
like
could
just
just
the
do 40 minutes of roleplay in
Most-
Neverwinter.
Yeah.
cutesy game like name you've ever created.
We can
Cutesy to
like
the
play our
extreme.
encounter.
Oh, you want to get?
I like that.
You need a name first, Lauren. Then
Okay.
we can play something. But
Okay.
we can't do it until you have a name.
Okay,
I-
I do Thwip Fizzbang. Melvor Wriggleroot.
Let's see.
Quixel
Hilda-
Dingle Rock.
Vorwin.
Hilda Hissy Fit.
Bub LT.
Tink
Fluffle
Bigglethorpe.
Dandelion.
Tink Bigglethorpe is my favorite one.
I do like Tink. I like
Maybe
maybe
it's very good.
Tink Fizzlepop. Because
Ooh,
it's
Tink
really
Fizzlepop would be
cute.
super cute.
Okay, we'll go for it. All right, Tink
I like Tink
Fizzlepop.
Fizzlepop.
She is not a huge
Pink
fan of that name.
Fizzlepop, Scourge of Dragons. Let's
Scourge
go.
of Dragon.
Tink Fizzlepop, Destroyer of Worlds. Yeah.
All right, we got it. we got a Tink Fizzlepop.
Blast hard cheese.
This is
Alright,
adorable.
keep
Now
getting
I want
distracted with
to
these
like.
things.
See, this is what happens. You just tell chat to generate gnome names and they do.
It's
See?
pretty great. I never really thought about how great gnome
Thank you.
names are.
Yeah.
I never.
This is what I do for all my characters. I just demand the chat name them and I pick the best one. That's where Karasi came from.
It makes sense.
Ooh, we'll have to find little.
I realize
icons
I've
for
kind
our
of got like a
characters.
Raven Crow theme going, various characters like through in a throughput, but I don't know, it's
Oh,
fine.
That's kind of interesting.
It's
Do we
fine.
have? We need to come up with little icons for our characters, and I'm wondering if we have, because we have access to the various tokens. I feel like I just want Dave to put all of the tokens out for us, and we just get to just.
Give us
Yeah.
the menu of tokens.
That's going to be an in between sessions thing because it's a big library.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
So
but
many
we'll pick things for our characters.
Nice.
Oh, Freya's a pretty good name, but I like Tink. I got Tink.
I like
Tink is
Tink is
Tink because
very
it's
cute.
like from Tinker.
Tink-
She doesn't
Tink
like to
is
talk
good,
about
yeah.
it.
Tink Fizzlepop.
Tink Fizzlepop, destroyer of worlds.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
all
every
right, I
time
need
you
to
say
hear.
that.
I need to. Okay, you just did that. I need to hear a Tink Fizzlepop like line in Tink Fizzlepop voice. Like I need to know what they sound like. You said that
I feel
in a way
like it's like
choirs that I
shoot down
hear.
the enemy. You've been fizzle popped.
Oh. I love it.
Time to fizzle out.
I wonder if
pretty good.
Pasha just calls you Fizz.
Oh, you probably do call me Fizz.
Tink
That's totally
Fizzlepop,
fine.
wielder of the Doom
I
Blade.
hope we fight a weasel so I can do the pop goes the weasel line.
Yes. Yes.
All right, fine. Just remove
And
that.
Dave is already having regrets.
Yeah.
All weasels, no goblins.
Mistakes were made, and that's fair.
Fizzle
What did
sticks.
we learn today?
We learned that this is going to be the most fun playthrough I've done of this. I think,
Yes.
for sure.
We're winning. We're winning.
Weasels are goblins? Question mark.
GM notes. Weasels are goblins, and moving on.
I'm gonna go through and do. Do I want to? I'm gonna keep always roll advantage on. So you can mess around with settings in Roll20 if you click on that little gear icon on your character sheet. There's like a lot of different options, but you can have it always roll advantage or like query if you're rolling with advantage. It's kind of
Yeah,
a personal
whatever you like the
preference.
best.
Oh.
Yeah, I usually set it to query, simply because I am paranoid about accidentally leaving always roll advantage on.
Yeah.
Um,
The other one
You
is
might
like
use up
that's
the
also
luck on
where
your
if
face,
you
right?
have any flat modifiers or like optional ones, if anyone takes like spells like bless and stuff like that, you can have that become a toggle. Or like if you have sneak attack and things like that, which is handy. So you
Yeah.
can.
It makes sense to go over these things now because
well, yeah, I
in
have
this session we were showing Lauren's point of view,
surprise attack.
but for the rest, it will be mine.
Yeah.
Like being the
Dun,
GM.
dun.
We wanted to, because right, Dave was mostly writing notes this session, so we figured showing character mancer and like what it looks like from a player's perspective is going to be a little bit more helpful.
It would just be a blank screen,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't move the entire session.
Yeah.
I should be writing notes. on
Instead, you got to see the adorable dog. So I feel like everyone's winning. But it's really helpful. So like here, if you have a global saving throw modifier, which are useful for certain classes that can have like global modifiers for things or armor or equipment or anything.
Yeah, paladins, bless spells, inspirations. bits and
It'll even
bobs.
put in halfling luck if anyone was a halfling.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
I also just realized I need to adjust. So minor illusion. this is going to be terrible. I'm going to use minor illusion all the time, but because for minor illusion, my spellcasting ability for this one is specifically intelligence.
So I didn't
So I
actually
make
know
bad
much.
illusions.
I didn't actually know much about the Raven Queen before I decided this was what I was going to play because I had no thoughts in my head coming into this session. So I've been reading about the Raven Queen, and she is badass.
Fact.
She is
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, she's
she's like, oh, I would like to resolve the conflict between Lolth and Coralon, and if you're not going to listen to me, I will ascend to godhood myself and force you to agree. Like,
That's awesome.
it's so cool.
Yeah, the Raven Queen brooks no shit. Like, none.
Lauren,
Yes.
if you're into it, can
probably.
Witka have taught you how to do minor illusion?
Yeah, and I'm really bad at it.
No, you don't even have to be bad at it.
No, I just am because
Okay,
I'm using it. But yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, you totally taught it to me. I love it.
One of my favorite things from the Gabe like character class, the class builder background thingy with the modifiers. I don't know words anymore. I'm very sorry.
Words are
Was this like very cool description of like how your storytelling magic works. And I really like this idea that when she tells stories, like she uses minor illusion to like put in like sound effects and like you experience like the sight of like desert sand stretching out around you as she describes the scene and like, yeah, so.
I feel like one day I was like,
Awesome.
"You're gonna teach me how to do that."
Yes.
I just kept following you around. I'm like, "When are you gonna teach me? When are you gonna teach me? When are you gonna teach me? When are you gonna teach me?"
I think she like hulked out of a sweater one day, like, fine, sit.
Okay. I'm like, that spider has 5 legs. Wait, that's not the normal number.
That's not how.
You know what? It's 1, 2, 3, 4,
That seems
5.
fun.
Yeah, that seems right.
Oh my gosh, it's
Fine.
just like a mom
true.
with like a kid's painting. Like this minor illusion, it's very good. Is that a dog? Is that a dog?
Yeah.
It's very good.
No, it's not a
Yeah,
dog. It's a
my-
cat.
it's my animal companion. Don't you recognize it?
Oh yeah, that's it.
I love it.
Oh god, it's so good.
I'm also so ready to speak with small beasts. You have no idea.
That illusion is not going on the fridge.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like a macaroni version of it. It's like a macaroni art
no.
illusion.
Macaroni art illusion? Oh dear.
Macaroni illusion. Is...
Macaroni art illusion sounds like a fusion band of some
It's
kind.
In the Futurama episode where Fry tries to learn to play the
The holophoner?
Exactly.
Yeah.
xylophone.
Oh, it's that.
That's very
So I
cute.
play the horn. I am so annoying.
Oh, I'll get to be small beasts if you take that spell.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not even a spell. It's just a forest gnome ability.
You just do. Okay,
I just have
let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
So with
Can't
sounds
work out
and
what to do
gestures, you
next.
can communicate
Just
simple
ask
ideas
people.
with smaller beasts.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
Bark, 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 bark.
I think that's kind of
Squeak,
everything.
squeaker, squeaking.
So we could do one of two things. We could be done there for now and start role playing next week, or we could do the character introductions in character.
Some bar introductions. Yeah. in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
meeting.
like that. And we can,
I imagine at one of the gates out of Neverwinter, where the caravan's kind of set up, where everybody's preparing for the journey, kind of thing, and you realize it's going to be the 4 of you on this journey together. How do you feel about that?
I like
I mean,
it.
I'm down to like flex a little role playing muscle, see how I feel about it. You know.
I think that
Yeah.
also gives us a chance to like play and be like, I didn't like how I characterized that, and kind of readdress stuff for the actual like first episode.
For sure.
So this is just a like getting on the wagon and heading back towards Phandelver sort of.
I'm just
sort of
double
scene.
checking the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't notice, Gabe James is in the chat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gabe.
Hi, we love your stuff.
Thank you for making good stuff.
Your things are good.
And
We
you are
loved
good.
it and it was great. It's awesome. Thank you.
Also,
We
thank you
use-
for being my favorite dream daddy. I just had to say it one time.
Nice. Did you meet them on Meat Grinder?
You were hiding and then you were revealed. Yeah, we found you. Ha ha.
Jinx. Yeah, if you want to avoid doing like too much stuff directly tied to like the beginning of the module, we can literally do the
we just
scene.
we can just
Yeah.
free
can
form
just-
it, Dave.
Yeah.
Be in the bar.
It's mostly just get character voices, sort of feel the vibe of like who they are and stuff, more
I
than
was
anything else.
just working out. It does seem fairly simple to do it.
Okay.
And lead it into the first encounter once we get to next week.
Ooh.
Dramatic.
Alright, so I guess early morning in the city of Neverwinter, out by the southern gate that takes you along the high road. So all of you, whether separately or coming together slightly beforehand, have found out that you're going to be taking this wagon full of supplies, and you've been contracted by a guy called Gundren Rockseeker, who's a dwarf who lives, works in like Phandelver. He's gone ahead with his bodyguard to go and get stuff prepared along the way, so he's not going to be joining you. It's just going to be the four of you taking this cart pulled by a couple of oxen all the way down the road. It shouldn't take you too long, a couple of days, 3 days, as long as nothing goes awry. And I think we can probably start by finding out who's going to be driving the car. Because I seem to remember
I can totally
somebody
drive.
had.
No,
Definitely
no.
what Tink says. Like,
Tink, you can sit next to me and I will drive.
okay, so I know that one time when I drove the ox cart into the walls and we knocked over the barn, but I promise you I'm better at that now.
No, you sit right here and I'm going to do it.
Okay.
What? You're even younger. No, you're not driving. You get to go on this one adventure and then I'm taking you back home.
But I am good at it. I'm good at driving things.
They're very good at it. So good. See that one time that I
Besides-
crashed the ox into the barn and we knocked over the barn? They were the one that rescued all of the ox and then steered it around. It was only one time though. They were fine. Everything was fine.
I know I'm young, but I am a capable adventurer. I can do this.
Oh, they're so cute.
I feel like you're not there yet, Elf.
I'm coming. I'm on my way.
And I'm like, and Tink looks around like, aren't we supposed to have a fourth person joining us?
Yes, I only count 3 so far.
It's the appropriate size for an adventuring party, which we are an adventuring party.
I know.
There's a couple of guards by the open gate, just kind of looking on. One of them's just like smiling and nodding as you accidentally make eye contact. Adventurers, he's just like,
I feel like Tink is not accident, just like, we're adventurers. Do you see it? We're adventurers.
I feel like I feel like your little interaction frames this like entrance of this, this other character in the background, in like a complete, almost like a weird tonal shift. You know what I mean? Like it seems like the art direction has changed just slightly. As Karasu walks
is it
up.
raining
Just like, sitting like
in that part of the city?
Yeah, just it concentrated specifically over my character. Yeah. But she walks up towards the cart, wearing her like dark monk robes, and she is super pale. Like looks like she's dead pale, as is the Shatterkai way. And her hair is white as a ghost, like, and fairly long, but like tied back, with like a little wisp of it sort of hanging out the front. And she's walking up, and she she comes to the side of the cart and sees Witka and says, "So you're going to Phandelver with them?"
Oh, thank God. Are you coming too?
I had thought that I might, but
Please help me. This one yep, she's still doing the staring.
You're so cool.
you know what? I do owe you. I will come with you.
Vitka, you know cool people?
It's what? Yeah, I am cool
No, you know someone that's that cool.
Yeah. Yes. This
Someone
is Karasu.
walks in through the gate. Is that Witka? Oh yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah.
She just gives him a little nod and flashes her fangs.
Up nod.
By the way, for what it's worth, Witka is 6'6". Her hair is like a super, like her fur and mane are this like dark bronze, and she has like long like braided pieces with like clips in it. And every time you guys like have seen her, she's normally in this like very chill like rolled collar like mom sweater and very cool. And out here, she's gotten to like flex and wear some of her like older sort of like fancier counter-revolutionary garb.
Yeah, you got your adventuring gear back on from the adventuring days. You know?
Yep, and it's a little tight because she learned to bake, and carbs are a thing, but like it's still roughly doing what we're doing.
So just because the elf like age discrepancy and filling 400 years of backstory is way different than filling like 10 years, 16 years of backstory. I feel like at one point when you knew Karasu, she wasn't injured. You know, like she didn't have this arm injury. And she's been taking like a lot of time to rehabilitate and like get properly ready for like an adventure again. And this is like the warm up adventure into being like an adventurer again.
That's
instead of like a convalescence. You know what I mean?
I always like to think about, right? Because if you imagine older adventurers, you know, if you've been doing it for a while, there's sort of a weird thing about going back to being level 1. So it's almost like interesting to sort of feed
years
that.
old and not level up.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
Like so you were, and then you kind of had.
My
to,
thought is that
scale
she
back.
probably did, but this is like some deep key injury, you know, that she's got to like recover from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got that adventuring experience.
Tried to jump through the dragon gate.
Too much time watching.
Only tribulation was just like.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you know, and eventually, like you have enough, like you find enough things that like decrease your stats and things like that, and, you know, bump you back to level 1.
So agreeing to come along, she hops up into the back of the cart and like sits down cross-legged against the back corner, like her spear laid down next to her.
Tink immediately goes and sits next to her.
Oh, no.
Are we going to talk about your arm?
Yeah, what about your arm?
I'd rather not.
Fair enough. Okay. Introduce yourselves like good adventurers do.
Okay. I'm Pasha. Yeah.
little acknowledging nod, like Pasha.
Tink Fizzlebottom.
Tink.
Scourge your dragons.
Harasu. She like bows. Even though she's been introduced, you gotta introduce yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. Well, Pasha, I guess we give them a shot. Don't crash us into the wall. Also, you have a little bit. And she definitely leans in and gets a little, let me just, and, yeah.
Big like lion paw thumb. Like.
Yep. You just had a little bit of oatmeal. I got it. You're good.
I hate it.
I'm not gonna face down your mom if I don't return you immaculate and pristine. I've fought a lot of things, but your parents, no, thank you.
So you all know each other then?
I took some time off after the revolt at the duchy and was
Tink there's like this conversation, the conversation between Mika and Karasu, and Tink is just in the background of the shot going like,
This is my babysitter.
Babysitting is a word that they use. I needed time.
taking care of children, noble goal, life, and it's nurturing. She sort of nods along like, sure.
More power to you.
I'm almost an adult. I'm not
Yeah.
a child.
Yeah, Pasha's 16 and I'm 18. We're totally adventurers.
I'm 15, but
15.
yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
Everybody-
Probably get your age wrong a lot.
Everybody starts somewhere, I suppose. There's always the first adventure.
And I feel much better now that you're with us, Karasu.
I'll do my best. Things have been a little rough recently. And she like sneaks a little flask or like a gourd or something like out and just, quick sip, puts it away.
Tink, if you ever touch that, I will kill you.
I actually think you mean it.
I was a very good babysitter.
Very disciplinary, it seems. Yes.
And nap time.
She casts it by yelling, "Nap time!"
It works. It's a verbal component.
Yeah.
True, yeah. It doesn't define what the verbal component is. You could just yell nap time.
I like it.
Love it. Okay, so with Pasha driving, you have a fairly simple and uneventful journey out through the gates. You are proficient in it. You can go where you want. And
So they're doing a good job?
Yeah.
Did a great job. Yeah.
I'm giving a lot of verbal encouragement. Like, you're doing a great job, sweetie.
You're doing so great.
Yeah, we've not got to the kart racing part of the adventure.
Wait,
That's
I'm
what we have
sorry,
to do. This bit's fine.
I can't wait for kart racing.
Drifting. Oxen drifting.
Yeah, so you exit out the southern gate and begin on this couple-day long journey, or at least you expect it to be, down the high road, back towards home for a lot of you. It's a pretty nice day. Feels fairly fitting for the start of a new adventure for all of you. And those first couple of days slowly fade out, and we see, I guess, like silhouettes across from the coastline and the cliffs. We watch the four of you going along. Sometimes the silhouettes change slightly of who's driving and who's sitting in the back.
Yeah, it's more than a day of travel, obviously. You
The sun comes up and down, does that
We
thing
get the little
where it
montage.
rotates around.
I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
Tink
you-
is constantly trying to drive. No one ever lets
No
her.
one lets her, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so you get an opportunity to kind of catch up, get to know each other a little better, see what the dynamics are going to be like for stuff. Being stuck in a cart with Tink for a while is starting to probably grate on people a little bit, I imagine.
Zen. Meditation.
Yeah, just meditate for it. That sounds perfect.
I hope she's meditating. Like, I think every time you go into like a meditative trance, Witka gets super like real shitty and angry and just jealous that like she doesn't know how to dissociate from like the questions.
Karasu just straight leaves her body.
Yeah, just hold again. Come back.
Tink is like,
I feel like there's
Is she
probably a bit of
dead?
I feel like there's probably a bit of conversation from Karasu over the course of like our little montage that's like, so if I'm going to be working with you, what do you do? Like
oh. And then Tink like pulls out a short bow.
just shoots it in a random direction.
Please
probably
make an
should've
attack
looked.
roll.
We just hear like,
there's a moment of like quiet silence that could be seen as like surprise or judgment. It's really hard to tell because she doesn't super express. And then she goes, "Well, that's something, yeah."
oh, also, I can talk to small animals, and then she just starts going like,
I looked at Itka like, is that an actual thing that she does, or is she just?
Wait for
Pasha's
it.
kind of just looking at both of them and is just sort of like,
I can see you and we're gonna get along. Like towards Pasha.
she is very, very enthusiastic about adventuring. And I am very, very enthusiastic about keeping her safe.
"You're so really good at it."
So you're along to protect her.
We've known each other all our lives. She is basically like my sister.
Our house, this is right next door to Pasha's house. It's a lot smaller, so I would
Very
go over to
small.
Pasha's house more because Pasha can't fit in our house.
I'm pretty big. For reference, Pasha is 7'9".
Holy
I'm
shit!
4 foot. I think I'm 3'4".
Yeah.
You're
And like
4 feet
300
taller than me.
pounds. So
Yeah, Karasu's
Yes.
probably somewhere in the like 5'10" range, you know.
Pasha, a big boy. Big
Yeah.
boy.
Oh man,
All right.
at 6'6", I think that's why like Lika has like a motherly instinct. Like I'm the only one that can reach your face. Like I can get the schmutz.
You can actually get the
Okay,
schmutz.
all right. So
Schmutz.
I think there's like a little like again that little pause that's like, what's the reply gonna be? And then
Yep.
she goes, "Well, that's very noble of you to protect your sister."
Oh, also, I know a lot of stuff about terrain, and then she just starts like listing facts about the mountains. So these mountains, they're made of they're an igneous rock, which means they used to be volcanic. So there was a volcano around here, and just like trails off.
Just like end montage like trail off. Yeah.
Yeah, and as she continues to do so, we reach the point where the cart's got to turn because it doesn't go directly to Phandalin. You have to take an eastward path off of the high road down the Trollball Trail, and then you take another turning off that to get into Phandalin proper. And as you do, as you turn off onto this trail, this smaller, less well kept, but still fairly obviously a well utilized road, you notice something in the near distance. You can see towards the edge of the road and close to the line of trees that would mark Neverwinter Wood, there seems to be a wooden structure of some kind of hard to make out exactly what it is. Oh, as you get a little bit closer, looks to be another cart. Well, you know that they took one ahead of you, so first order of business is probably going to be next week to investigate what's going on with this broken down cart by the side of the road.
Yeah!
Dun, dun,
Adventure
dun.
time!
It's adventure time.
Tink is like, what?
A thing!
Leap.
It happened!
We are going on an
Adventure!
adventure.
Can I just say I love everybody's characters?
Tink
They're
is
all
like a
so
little
much.
bit
Too.
Seahawk from She-Ra, just like a little bit like an adventure. Oh, I
yeah,
set the
I
boat
was
on
gonna
fire.
say you've got like you're so exuberant.
Yes.
I don't know how you'll keep the energy up like all
A lot of coffee. A lot of,
Yeah.
So
lot of coffee.
good.
Whereas, Pasha is our strong silent type.
I love them so much.
The sort of like ponderous voice that you have going for them, Aki, I love it so much. It's really
It's
So
probably
good.
going to continue to get lower and more ponderous. And by the time we get to the end of this season, I will have like significantly slowed down and everyone will hate me, but it'll be fine.
No, love it. It'll be a good balancing for word vomit.
Well, and
It
that's the
is.
thing,
It's a
right?
very good
Yeah,
dynamic.
you get the
I love it.
balance. And then we've got like old adventurer with a darker past than they
Oh, God.
expected for Witka there, like the revolution and stuff. So cool.
Viva la revolution!
I love it. I'm just gonna make
Yeah,
this
I'm
face
into
so
it.
much.
I mean, to
I'm
everybody.
so here for Karasu, just being like the seasoned badass.
Like you gotta like you think about every opening adventure that's ever been in like media stuff. There's always one person who's done it before. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like, and I thought like that might be a good way to go.
It's so good.
Yeah. Of course, they usually die, so we'll see. You know
I was
what happens.
just thinking about that.
Yeah,
I was
you know,
right,
if I'm,
pass on some
if
knowledge
I'm
and
Obi-Wan, I'm pretty screwed. You know?
Oh no!
Yeah. So
No, we'll keep you safe.
We're fine.
Guess
I
we'll
have
have to see.
10 of hit points. We're great.
same. Yeah.
10
I
of
have
them.
12 whole hit points. I am.
Ooh.
So I think that leads us, Dave, right into shoutouts, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna have to get on with it next week because unfortunately we run out of time. That was a nice little idea to get that going. So
That's
we
good.
had
I like
That was so fun.
It was a lot of fun. But we do want to definitely shout out one more time, Gabe James Games. Thank you so
Yeah.
much
Yes,
Oh,
thank
for
you.
sure.
for
I think-
creating such a really awesome resource that people can use
Yeah,
to
you're
expand
it's
their
beautiful.
play at the table. It's beautiful, and we had such a good time using it.
I think
Yeah.
Roll 20 shared it, or we'll share it. I'll make sure we.
There are some tweets about it. Yeah.
There's some tweets
We'll be
about it too.
tweeting
So
about it.
we'll be sure to share that information so you can acquire it as well. It is in the link is in chat. And if you haven't yet and are interested or able to do so, I don't know why it disappeared from this scene, but Roll20 is currently raising funds or through Tiltify for Code 2040. You can check out that link as well in chat, and they are matching all of the donations up to 50,000. So basically, your money gets doubled. So that's awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, very much appreciate if anybody's got the extra to give to that. It's a good cause. So, session 0 is done. I'm feeling pretty good about it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got some
that was
ideas
fun.
for integrating the characters into bits and bobs, changing some things around. Because we're not going to be running it, by the book.
Straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as
Does
we've said,
does
I've
anybody
played this
here-
4 times. So.
Yeah, you had to keep it spicy for you, man.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Gonna roll some dice, gonna get some maps, gonna sort some stuff out, gonna play some Dungeon Dragon next week. But until then, I believe most of us will be doing other things in the time being. So let's do some quick shout outs on social media and little plugs for bits that you'll be up to. Let's start from the opposite side this time. Abria, why didn't you go first?
Sweet. Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar. You can catch me on social media at Quiddie, Quiddie, and I stream a lot. So definitely follow me on socials because I'll keep a better track of that because I still don't know how to use Google Calendar. But in addition to here, on Tuesdays, you can catch me over at Saving Throw Show running Pirates of Salt Bay, which is a D&D 5th edition game. It's so much fun. And yeah, it's 8 p.m. PST on every Friday. A new episode of 12-Sided Stories comes out. It's a fully produced actual play podcast that's like edited down and added, it's cool sounds added. We're just finishing up Otherworld London, which is a Call of Cthulhu game. And then we're going to be launching into a Hack the Planet game that I'm running called Heliotrope that I'm super excited about. Next Sunday, you can catch me on Xanderific's channel. We're playing Star Trek Adventures, and I'm very, very, very excited about that. And then later on in the month, I'll be part of the Scraticus Academy St. Jude charity fundraiser. I've got the 3 a.m. slot, so if you can't sleep, come join me running D&D at in the middle of the night.
Or if you
and-
live in Europe.
Oh, I guess people also do that. What? So all of my European friends come hang out, and then I'll also be popping up on the D20 podcast later on, or D&D Beyond's podcast later on in the month too. So keep an eye out on socials for that.
Wow. I am impressed that you managed to remember all of that. Get it?
Oh, I've already remembered
You're
2
very
things I
busy.
forgot, and it's fine. There's a
Okay.
Saturday game, Into the Spider-Verse, Saturday mornings on It's Probably Okay, and I play Miles Morales. Okay, that's it. Go.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So, how about you, Elf? What are you going to be up to?
Hello, friends. I am Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or on Twitter at DistractedElf, where I am currently entirely subsumed in Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing a lot Final Fantasy XIV. And we're doing the Heavensward content stuff right now, so we're just getting into the expansion stuff with my level 55 ninja.
I was going to ask what you mean.
I had a samurai, but then I was like, but ninja's cooler. So,
Samurai doesn't get good until 70.
I leveled
Keep it
Dragoon.
level.
I leveled
Keep it
Dragoon
level.
up to 50, then became a samurai, then leveled that up to 56, then became a ninja. Now I'm at 55, so we're good. It's fine. But anyway, so come by for some of that. That's pretty much what I do. And at the moment, cool.
Great. Thanks, Elf. Aki, how about you?
I also do tremendous amounts of stuff, but you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at MixGenieinABottle. That's MixGiniinaBottle. On Sundays very soon, I believe that it's okay to say this because it was hinted at on Twitter, but Stephen J. Pope just dropped the hot news that very, very soon, can't tell you what day, we are going to be restarting New Pantheon Season 3, so look out for more news about that. That's the show I play on Saving Throw Show with Abria. And then on Mondays, you can find me after this game at 6:30 over at Q Times playing Star Trek Adventures Clear Skies. And then on Thursdays, again, coming up very soon, more information about that coming soon is Season 2 of Darkened Wish, which is also a D&D live play with B-Day Walters as our GM. And then this entire month of June, I am playing with Games We Never Played podcast for Pride. We're playing Glitter Hearts. If you're interested in listening, links and stuff to that can be found on my Twitter or at GWNP_pod on Twitter. So yeah.
That drops on Mondays, right?
Yeah, it drops on Mondays. So I have 3 games that you can see or hear me in on Mondays right now.
Yes. Not enough.
So that's a busy Monday.
Fortunately, Games We Never Played was pre-recorded, so
That helps.
it does help a lot.
I think I'm next. Yeah. I'm looking at the screen.
Oh
so
shoot, I forgot. Tomorrow I have a really great show that I'm going to be doing with Sam DeLev and Shauna Germain from Monte Cook Games. We are going to be discussing Invisible Sun and raising money for the LGBTQ Freedom Fund as part of the celebration of Pride. And then on Friday, I've actually been invited to take part of Roll20's D&D community. So I'll be on that as well.
Very nice.
Gosh,
I'm
very
Random
busy.
Tuesday. You can find me most places on the internet at Random Tuesday.
It's not Facebook.
It's Facebook. I'm Random Tues. It's Facebook. I sat on my domain name. I watched it for 5 years until it was available. I've been hunting for this. Anyway, Twitter is where I post most of the stuff that I'm doing. Or I guess I also have a website with randomtuesday.com/schedule where you can find all of my shows. I stream on my own channel. I make cosplay. I think we're going to get started on my Lore Olympus cosplay soon. We'll see. And then,
Which character?
Hecate. Because she's awesome.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, she's real cool. That season finale. But also on Thursdays, you can find me over at Table Story running A State of Affairs. It is a good society RPG. It is so full of drama. Last time there was an elephant that nearly ran someone over because the circus was in town. So come watch some fake British shenanigans.
That's what I call
Segue.
D&D, but okay.
Fake British shenanigans. Dave, what about you?
I'm not fake British. I'm actually one.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm
me.
So sorry.
That's totally fine. Gosh. I can finally start breathing again. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm really looking forward to seeing the start of this adventure now, and seeing how all the characters grow and everybody get an opportunity to do all these silly ideas that they've got. I think it's going to be awesome. As for my personal stuff, you can follow me on Twitter at Dave_the_human. I'm probably just gonna sleep until next Monday, I think is the plan, so I can get enough energy to do this again.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Yeah, I think when I've got more things and more maps to look at and more things to fiddle with, I'll have more to say and contribute. Just a little bit nervous, but I think that happens to everyone first time doing this stuff. Yeah.
You did a great job, Dave. We're so proud of you.
Absolutely.
It was amazing. Thank you for facilitating our nonsense conversations.
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly that.
Yeah.
You're very
The
welcome.
task
It's
of herding
very
cats.
easy to be quiet.
I take
Everyone.
offense to that.
All right. So, if any of the rest of you are as excited as we are, please come back and watch our first episode at the same time next week. Or if you can't wait until then and want to play some role-playing games, go over to Roll20 and make yourself an account. Find some people and you can play this too. This is a thing you can buy. There's a whole, as you'll see, set of maps and tokens and everything that will get you straight into it. Nice and easy. Great. Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Everything.